1 2 1 2 yo yo yo. Let me just make sure this is coming out. Yeah, what's going on, people? I hope everyone's having a blessed day out there. Yeah, we're just about to start up this show. I hope everyone's ready for a blinder again. We're just waiting for a few people to jump in the chat room, and then we're gonna commence from there. But just to give everyone a quick run through of what's going on today. So we're going to be having a bit of a discussion, a little bit of an educational one today. We got Don Panera going to be giving us a bit of information, to say the least. So you can look forward to that. You know, we're going to be talking about things today like what was it, Comet Atlas. We might talk about some monoliths, signs of the times, what's going on around us that we might not be even understanding or knowing of. We're going to be talking about knowledge, different types of knowledge, and why they're important, and what we think is paramount to our community, and you know, what are the less important things. You know, obviously the other day we had a long discussion about this whole Black Lives Matter stuff. Is that Muslims, yeah? But we're gonna try and kind of come off of that subject today, because I think we're kind of not done with it, but you know, we don't want to keep repeating over the same things time in and time again, if that makes sense. So what's happening, Moss?
Not much, my brother. You?
I'm good, man. Just making sure I can hear you properly and that. Say something again.
Could you hear me all right? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you good still.
Good, man. Family good, yeah, bro?
Yeah, everything's cool, man. I can't complain too much, you know. Things can always be better.
That's it, man.
So how you been keeping, man? We didn't hear a lot from you on the last show. Obviously, the subject was a touchy matter for certain people. So
yeah, it's not really something that the white person can really put his opinion into. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you still. But you know what? At the same time, it's always good to have different opinions and know how other people think.
Support and that, innit? You know.
Yeah, we want to know how everyone thinks. You know, we want everyone's opinions. That's what the show's about, so that we can have a rounded view. You know, like that. It's not just one-sided.
That's it, bro.
Mm.
Yeah, I've just been busy with work and stuff, you know. So
Yeah,
doing what you got to do, stacking the bread, bro.
come on. So what do you know about this? To start off with, before we get Panera in it, what do you know about Comet Atlas? Do you know anything about it? What can you tell us? Talk to me.
That, bro, yeah, I'm gonna let Panera talk about, because out of respect for Panera, you know, because it's something he's wanted to cover for so long. Like, we've had so many discussions about it.
Okay, so you and him have discussed it before, then?
Yeah. Like, as you know, with his videos that he puts up and that, innit? But
yeah, I don't want you to go into detail right now, but I'm just saying, obviously, you know a little bit about it, then, so it should make for a good one, then.
Yeah, definitely, bro. For sure, man. People need to like listen to this show more than anything if that's what we're going to be talking about, because this is going to affect people worldwide, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a conspiracy. It's like some things people can take as conspiracy and that, but with this matter, it is a matter, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It's going to affect everybody worldwide, not just us. It's like we're already seeing particles falling through the skies, hitting Earth, burning up. You know what I'm saying? So it's only a matter of time, bro, before we see even bigger parts of it. Do you know what I mean? And without going into too much detail, it's out of our control. So all I could suggest to people is to be aware of what's going on in the solar system. Do your own research, not just take what we're saying, and be prepared, man. Be prepared for the worst. Like, stock up your foods, you know, and keep your family close to you. the people that matter to you as well.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, like until Panera raised it with me, like, and obviously said that we was gonna do a discussion on it, I didn't know anything about it. To be totally honest, I didn't know nothing. Like it was all new to me, but I found it quite interesting myself, to be fair.
Yeah. Not only with that, it's going to bring a lot of other things as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting how the government deal with it themselves for all of us. You know what I mean? Whether they've thought it was coming sooner, and this is why they've kept us all locked away in the houses, so we can't be out there looking in the skies and stuff as much as we would be.
Yeah.
There's a load of little key things we've got to be thinking about. Like, there's a lot of opposition where they've known about it for a long time, like longer than I've known about it, and probably longer than P's known about it. But that just goes to show, like, they're not thinking about us. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe they don't want the fallout that it's going to bring, because it's going to bring a big fallout. There's going to be a lot of panic worldwide. So,
Boy, you know,
all I can suggest is, if you're not a godly person, become godly, because that's the only thing that's going to save you. Like, do you know what I'm saying? If you've got any chance, you need to have God on your side, man. You know?
Well, on that note, I'd say, you know, like I always say this anyway, you know, knowledge is key in it. So if you're not aware of things, you know, they're probably going to affect you worse than if you are aware of things.
Like, the speed the thing's going to come into our atmosphere, bro, it's like people are going to just soil themselves. They're not going to know what's happened, bro. It's going to happen, and they're just going to all stand there, and they're not going to be able to comprehend what's just gone on. Do you know what I mean? And I have like these visions, bro. Like, me and Panera spoke quite deep about them, and I've had ones where, like, for instance, I visioned myself being in a car crash, and 5 months later I was in a car crash. I died in the car crash. I come back, thankfully, thank to God.
That's crazy. What? Hold on. When did this happen?
Christmas morning, bro.
So when you say you visioned yourself being in a car crash, explain that to us. Talk to me.
Well, basically, 5 months. Basically, I had this vision that I was in a car with another girl in it, and I won't say like the color of the car and stuff like that, but it was very specific, the car I was in, and I believed it to be a girl that I was already speaking to, because it was the same type of car, but it was a different color. Okay. However, 5-6 months down the line, after my vision, which this vision kept reoccurring, like it was coming to me 3-4 times a week, and like, I'm not one to have dreams. I don't have dreams, so like, I've come to figure, when I have a dream, it's actually a vision. And cut the story short, I ended up starting to speak to this other girl, and this was her car, the one that I visioned, and she was meant to meet me one time, and something delayed us to meeting up, and she was in a crash, and luckily she survived the crash. But when she explained how the crash took place, it was exactly as I envisioned. But however, I dodged it. I wasn't in it. So then, about 3-4 months after that, I was in my own car crash, where I basically died, and I come back, like, obviously, because I'm here. But then when I come back, it was about 3 days after. I had no sleep, because I couldn't sleep, because my back was done in, my head was all my head was cut open and stuff like that. And eventually, when I got to sleep, bro, I had another vision, and like, if I could get my mum to speak on this, she's a witness to this vision, because I told her, like, I'm really scared for the world. Something really bad's going to happen worldwide. And then within, like, I'd say a month and a half, bro, 2 months, this corona thing got put up everywhere. Do you know what I mean? It was worldwide. And that then was that worldwide epidemic that I had that vision of. But also in that vision, I seen the streets in chaos, all on fire, people running around, not knowing what was going on. And I can remember looking up into the sky, bro, and I could see these like fireballs coming down. And it was like, I had a really hard emotional feeling inside me that I needed to get to my son.
Yeah.
So that was the same as the car crash. That the emotion I had in that car crash, I felt the emotion inside me, like the effects of that. Whereas obviously in a dream, you feel it whilst you're in a dream, but when you wake up, it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, when I was coming out of these visions, I was feeling the pain from the car crash that I didn't even have at the time. Like my back was killing me, things like that. And then the vision about this worldwide problem with the meteorites and all that flying out the sky into our atmosphere and hitting Earth. Like I felt the fear, and I was always wanting to have my kid beside me. Like, cause I didn't know when this thing was coming. Do you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
from the time periods of when these visions have took place, from when I've had the vision and then it's took place, it's been about 5-6 months. So, God forbid that the one where I send the meteorites coming into the sky, it ain't gonna happen that soon, because if it did, it's within like the next month and a half, 2 months time, from the 6 to 5 months time frame that they come into place. So, yeah, and when that vision with the thing, like everybody's brains like just turned to mush, bro. They was just like stood there, pissing their pants, looking at each other, and obviously they had no muscle memory at all. It took all their muscle memory. They didn't know how to run, they didn't know how to walk, they didn't know how to talk, and that just left them nimble. Do you know what I mean? And I was lucky enough, like I've got good muscle memory, but I managed to run away from where my vision was in this vision. I managed to run and I managed to get my son, and I got out to my place. Like you might not know, but Panera knows I've got like these little areas. I've got a couple of bunkers and things like that. So I managed to get to there safely with my kid and that. And it meant as many friends and family that I could gather, I got them there. But then after that, I woke up. So, and thank to God, well, not thank to God, because I ain't had any other vision since. So who's to say that wasn't the end, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, before my car crash, my life was hectic, bro. I was doing things I shouldn't have been doing. I was involved in things I shouldn't have been involved with. And then that car crash opened my eyes up, and obviously the vision in. I felt like God had give me a reason to be here. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to the viewers, if you're watching and you're listening, it sounds really crazy. Like if you're thinking I'm crazy, I don't blame you for thinking I'm crazy. Like, but that's how I felt. Like, can you imagine having these visions yourself, bro, and then things coming into play?
I
And
hear you. But
it's crazy, man.
at least you had something to fall back on as well, though, because like some people, I don't know, like for me personally, like I don't take anything lightly. So when you say to me you had a dream about this, and you've had the dreams that have come, you know, things have happened in your dream and it happened in real life, I'm not taking it for granted. And in the same respect, you know, in me being someone who like I believe in the Most High, you know.
Yeah,
Some people say God. I call God the Most High,
yeah,
and
man.
I study certain books. I will read them, you know, like that, from cover to cover, to understand what's going on. And
Yeah,
a lot of these things are spoken about, you know,
yeah.
and held in quite high regard when you dive into certain books. So, you know, I'm not taking it lightly what you're saying. Obviously, you know, hopefully no one's brains turn to mush. You know,
Well, put it this
hopefully,
way, bro.
hopefully not mine anyway.
That is a guarantee. Like, it is a guarantee. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, scientifically and um, geographically, or whatever, however you pronounce it, if something of that power was to come into our solar system, the force of it coming in, the magnetic fields and all that stuff, it would wipe our brains to total mush, man. Like, I don't even know if, like, for the people that are aware of it, like the government people, I don't know how they're going to be able to defend themselves against it, whether the bunkers will help them or whatever. But I don't know whether you know about the Greenlands and stuff.
The
No,
Greenlands.
yeah, it's basically a part of the planet that is uninhabited. There's not many people that live there, and
Oh, you're talking
basically,
about where those what is it called? The lights. What are they? The Northern Lights and that. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah,
Where that
around them
is?
areas, yeah. Well, obviously, there's Northern Lights. You can go to Scotland, bro, and see the Northern Lights. You know,
Yeah.
if you go to
I
the top
didn't
of
even know
Scotland,
that.
yeah, you can actually go there and you can see it. and it's quite irregular. It's quite regular up there to be able to see it as well. But these Greenlands have been bought up by like such people as high up as Trump. He's been buying large quantities of the Greenland and building bunkers on there, and there's all sorts going on in there. That's basically started since this other planet is coming closer. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
whatever they know, they ain't letting onto us. But through their science and their beliefs, where it's going to hit the worst and stuff like that, the Greenland's going to be the safest part of the world to be at. But I'm not going to go into too much detail with that because me and Panera want to do a video on that as well.
Yeah.
So for the watchers and listeners, look out on Panera's Minds and Muslim's Minds and the SHIFFA show, because you'll see
Big up for
more.
that, bro.
You'll see more in depth on that, man.
Yeah, I've seen I've watched a documentary about Greenland and all the Northern Lights and stuff. It didn't look very to be totally honest, that was probably the most interesting thing in the documentary because it didn't look like there was much out there, to be fair. But they're building bunkers.
That's what they want, bro. They don't want you to think. They don't want people to have interest in these places. Do you know what I mean? Because it's high interest to them. So they want to keep the general people unaware of all these things. And it's like,
well, what's so interesting about the Greenlands, though? I don't understand. Talk to me. Give me a brief understanding.
The way our Earth system rotates and things like that, and obviously science and all their technology, they can predict basically where it's going to hit the worst, and what part of the world will be the safest. And obviously, you've got like your land levels, and then you've got your ocean levels. And obviously, when it hits Earth, the ocean's going to be raised. So any level of land that's a certain figure to where the ocean is already, that'll all just be flooded. Like, you know, in the Bible.
Yeah, it's about how high it is above sea level, then is that what you mean?
Yeah, and things like that. And not only that, it'll be on the opposite where the Earth spins. If the Earth's round, as people try to say the Earth's round, as it spins around, when we get hit by it, like Greenland's going to be on the back end of it, so they're going to be protected by the other side of the planet, kind of thing. It's going to hit the other side of the planet, and then it's going to be like a wave from then, and it's going to drag all across the world. Like, do you know what I'm saying? The effects.
Yeah.
But like, people can try and deny that it's happening or it's going to happen, but there's videos all over YouTube, especially in like America and places like that, where these meteorites, people are just sitting down doing a normal thing, numbing on their food and that, playing with the family in the gardens, bro. And all of a sudden, bang, they walk around the corner, bro, and there's big, massive rocks, like 3-4 foot dug into the ground on fire. They can't get close to it because it's that hot. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So things have always come into Earth. Like, we have like something stupid like 227 billion tons of matter from our solar system touch Earth. So it's like dust, and it all settles. And that's obviously how we have, do you know, the Earth layer, how it keeps building and building. Like the Stonehenge, part of it's like under the ground in it already, from where the layers of Earth's just grown. Well, that's because all the matter that comes into our system just keeps piling up and piling up and piling up. So like, that's basically the start of it. But now with this other planet coming closer and it's burning up near us, there's parts of it and like other meteorites that are breaking, they're coming into our Earth system. So it's only going to take for it to come close to us, and just the magnetic field of it pulling the Earth's atlas, like the north to the South Pole.
Yeah.
All that's just going to go upside down, bro, and spin. Do you know what I mean? It's going to lose all its magnetic field. We could possibly lose our force of gravity. You know, there's a lot of things to be considering. But for like us, without technology and that, bro, we've got no hope in doing any more research than what the internet already gives us. Do you know what I'm saying?
So hold on. When you're saying it, is this the comet you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you evaluate the information to what information are you going by? Sorry, my bad. Let me just tongue tie myself.
There's a lot of like publicity about it on the internet, but obviously don't just believe the first thing you see, because even WikiLinks, bro, WikiLinks is going crazy, man. Like, people are putting up certain things and then it's getting edited. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like, I found quite a lot of the information on WikiLinks, but then I've also had to go into other programs like NASA, things like that, and documentaries. You find a lot in the documentaries, to be fair with you, like the solar system documentaries and things like that. If you just Google it, you can come up with loads of information from it all. And like special scientists, like, I can't remember the guy's name, but do you know the guy that passed away, that was disabled in a wheelchair and he couldn't speak?
Stephen Hawkins.
Yeah, he's done a big part in that as well, on the meteorites and that coming into the system, and if to be predicted as they've stated, but they're talking like 200 years from now that a planet's going to come close to us and all this. But in fact, they're not going to tell you that the planet's only 20 years away or 5 years away or 2 years away. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it'd be an uproar. Like, there's nothing we can do. People would just be going in a mad panic.
Yeah.
But if you just evaluate the information we get on that, like, the scientists, like, the most of the money goes into science, you know what I'm saying?
But with all of this stuff, like, for instance, yeah, they talk about they got space station, all of these things. They could just kind of just shoot the meteorite out the sky.
I don't think it'd be as easy as that. Like, the size of it, bro, especially this one that's coming, it's going to be like, say you've got Earth, yeah, like a pea size, like this big. Well, this thing that's coming, bro, is going to be like this big.
Okay.
And then, can you imagine, as it's coming closer to you, it's got that force. Like, they've already had it on the telescope, bro, and it's basically got like wings coming off it, like fire. But that's telling us the speed that it's coming to us, and obviously that's how the NASA programs and things like this can estimate roughly when it's going to hit or when it's going to pass and things like that. But
yeah,
even if it was just a passes, bro, it's going to be catastrophic for us. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like you can imagine it if, like, do you know when you were in school and you were in science and you had like the magnets and you try pushing them together and they
yeah,
they separate from one another?
yeah.
Well,
You can't get them together.
no, exactly. But think of that in reverse, where it's sucked together. Do you know when you twist it around and it goes positive to negative and it connects? Well,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
think
yeah,
when that, say, if you was just to go like an inch past it on the table, slide it past it like an inch distance, it'll pull it straight to it, won't it?
yeah.
So,
Of
like,
course.
say if you were talking in the planet's size, in terms of the planet, like in that scale of the magnets, the planet doesn't even have to come close to us, and it can cause a lot of damage. It can spin our magnetic fields. It can spin the Earth upside down, north to south, and like the soils and the earth and that, bro, it'd all just sink into itself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think these bunkers that they've got are going to be enough to protect them. Personally, like, it's only going to be the power of God, bro, that protects you. Do you know what I'm saying? Or whoever the Father is above us, like our angels and all this.
You know, it's funny because that comment that just come up there, yeah. What did she? Chrissy. She said, "We're all doomed. Drill through it. Drill through the middle of it, like in that film." LOL. What is that film again? Do you remember that there was a film where they drilled a meteorite in it? I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, I can't remember neither, but yeah, I can remember what one it was. They landed on it, didn't they? And
Yeah,
well, they didn't land on it. They put a certain machine on it and stuff.
yeah, something.
Yeah,
And they had to break it apart basically into smaller bits.
yeah. It's like
I do remember something like that.
they're wasting the technology they've got already. Like, they're busy trying to collect things off other planets and meteorites and things, where, if anything, they should be trying to, like you said, find some sort of weapon or laser or something that they can poke up there and just try and break it up or push it away from our field when it's coming. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In all honesty, bro, I don't see any way of surviving it if it was to happen. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Whether it happens in our lifetime or it's going to happen in our child's lifetime, like, when it does happen, like, we either leave the planet, which I don't think is going to be able to be possible anyway, because if we were able to leave the planet, we'd have left it already. Do you know what I'm saying? What?
Well, this is the thing that surprises me, that, you know, we're having this discussion now, yeah, but, you know, you've got who's this guy that's got all these new rockets going into space? Is it Tesla?
Yeah,
Tesla.
Tesla.
You got NASA. You got all of these companies, according to them, going to space, and, you know, talking about a big adventurous talk about going to Mars and all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel where I'm coming from? So how come they don't know about this comet? Talk to me.
Oh, bro, they know, bro. Don't get like twisted on it, bro. They know more than we do. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And that's why they're making these machines where they can live in the solar system, not necessarily go to another planet, but you know, like Star Trek. How they have so many people living on different ships and stuff.
Yeah.
That's their way of prolonging the life. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, Tesla's sent something stupid like, I think it's like a big massive Tesla car, yeah, with like 20 other of the cars in smaller versions with a certain message in it, hoping that another alien planet or something gets connected with it, and then they can send us something back. And bro, there's loads of things, man. It's like, but for the minority, bro, we'd just be left there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you still.
Like,
Sounds...
I'm trying to think of the guy's name. There's the guy that invented Tesla. Like, he invented, you know, the film Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like, he's the creator of Tesla. That guy. He's like one of the richest men in, and he's
Elon Musk, innit? Elon Musk.
That's it, bro. That's the guy. Like, he's done AI and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Artificial intelligence, and all you got to do is watch his videos, and the fear that's in him, like, he knows what's coming. And there's one specific video where he talks about the ships and stuff. Like, the only way to survive the planet itself is to be building these ships so you can leave the planet and live on these ships, like Star Trek and that. And he's saying that within like the next 10 years, if the people that are working with AI don't do it correctly, regardless to anything else, AI is going to destroy us as people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can see it already taking people's jobs. Like, I was replaced by a robot. Well, by several robots in my last job. You know what I'm saying? And it's scary, man. It took them about 16 months to program this robot. And if it was to go wrong, there's no barriers to stop it from crushing people or nothing. Do you know what I mean? If someone was to be able to hijack it and hack it, like, they could tell it to go and spin around the factory floor, man, and kill everybody. Do you know what I'm saying? It's got wheels. It's got its own artificial brain. It's got laser scanners. And it's crazy, man, the technology that was going into it. And that's when I started getting interested in the AI and what's going on with it.
So what's this? Who made that robot?
The company itself, I don't know, but they're from Germany. Like, there's a lot of things that I can't speak about from that company because you have to sign a contract when you're with them. Because obviously the things they do and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But especially on YouTube, if I was to speak about it on YouTube, bro, I think it'd only be a matter of days before I had a knock on the door. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'd be getting my arse sued.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, it's like,
I've seen some crazy robots though. Like, I saw what was I watching? I think it was just on Instagram. I just see some robot dancing. But the way this robot was dancing, it was proper winding up, and it looked like it knew what it was doing, you know, like that. So obviously the technology today is a lot more advanced than like watching an old film with flipping, what's that film, Star Wars, with those type of robots with the basic movements.
R2D2 and things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely got a lot more advanced than that.
And it's like, as for technology, bro, like, you know, the 4G TVs and stuff. Like, we had them like something stupid like in the 30s or the 40s it was. And it was like a smelly vision and everything. You could like stand inside it and you'd smell everything. And virtual reality, that's it, bro. It was virtual reality machine they come up with. And all of a sudden they shut it down. So whatever technology they come across and opened up a certain thing, maybe they managed to travel into different times or something like that. And it just, however far it went, it took, you know, it was about easily 60 years before they released a part of it, a small fraction of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Which is like the 4G television that we've got now, and then like that vision thing that you got. You know what I'm saying? Where you could be stood in a room and you can feel like you're in the actual place itself. And Elon Musk even said, like, with gaming, for us to see when these things are going to come into line is when gaming comes that reality that you don't realize it's not real. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that's when you've got the problem. It's going to be too late. It's like, even now that he said, if people try and act on it to stop it or whatever, like the human's speed of working and the speed that that machine works, like 10 years is something like a millisecond, do you know what I mean, to the brain of this artificial intelligence. It can beat every game system out there, like win it within seconds. They've put it against every world champion chess player, all that type of things. It outwits all of them, do you know what I'm saying, within like seconds. And then they even put every single champion of every type of board game and computer game all together against it in one sitting, and it wiped them all out within seconds. You know what I'm saying? So you can imagine the power of this artificial intelligence. Like, it could blow your computer up, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, depending on what you teach it is what it's going to be able to do, obviously. But
exactly,
with this is the thing that I don't understand about artificial intelligence, in the sense that obviously it learns for itself, but someone's got to teach it how to learn for itself.
Mm-hmm.
So technically it's still being programmed.
Yeah, and this is what's the big key with this meteorite and that's going to be coming. Like, I believe myself, for us to sustain as the life we know, we ain't going to actually be physically alive. Do you know what I mean? We're going to be plugged into a computer and we're going to live in virtuality. Like
Matrix.
Our souls. Yeah, exactly. Our souls won't be here. Our bodies won't be. We'll be burnt to crisp or whatever. But nobody will know. It's like they'll just flick a switch and we'll be, boom, back in the room. Do you know what I mean? And Earth won't exist no more. It'll just be like a floating black matter somewhere. Do you know what I mean? And then we'll just all be left to be in this computer system if we're not already in that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's crazy, bro. The deeper you get into things, it leads you on to another thing. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's never ending, man. And that's why, like, me personally, I'd let someone like Don Panera talk specifically about the meteorite facts and stuff.
It's funny you say that.
ESP.
You never believe it, man. Give me 2 sets. You need 2 sets.
I should laugh, you know. Big up though, my brother. Yeah. But at least we started something anyway. So we're getting we've got a brief understanding about the Comet Atlas. Let me ask you some more questions while I've got you, like, and it's not too many people talking at this point in time.
Yeah.
What else was I gonna ask you? So do you think that for instance, the Comet, the COVID, and anything else you can think of are connected?
Yeah, definitely, bro. It's like
Most definitely.
100%.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Crystal.
Now, guys, I'm sorry that I'm late, yeah?
You're good. Don't watch that.
But my clutch went on my car, right?
No.
I swear to God, bro. Yeah, I'm not lying to you, I'm booked in for...
gears, bro.
Yeah, no, I don't know what I've been racing a little bit, but you know what it is?
I'll tell you, bro, it's that computer chip, bro.
No, I'm dead serious. I got back in the car and the clutch is gone. So, but it's all good. I've booked it in for Thursday. You know what I mean? So it'll be, it costs a P, but it is what it is. I need the car. So, yeah, man. Sorry that's why I was late. Real talk.
I should laugh. No, but you know what? It happens, man. It happens. Cars are a problem, man.
Hey, Mossy, stop laughing, man. Hey, SHIFFA, stop laughing. It's not funny, man.
At least you're all right, though. It's worse when you ain't even got the money to fix it. You're like, oh my God, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've got to get that done in the next 2 days. I ain't even, do you know what I mean? I need to be about, man.
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
So if I can get it done, if I can get it done tomorrow, I put it in tomorrow. But you know, little waiting list type Thursday. So
if I was there, bro, I'd replace it for you.
I know you would, brother. I know you would, man. But they're gonna do it in a day anyway. So it ain't like I gotta wait like 2 days or nothing like that. Yeah. So I'll have that. I'll be back. I'll be back. As long as they don't try and bump me and tell me, oh yeah, when we you know, took that apart, we found some other things. You know what I mean? Some other things that are wrong here, and you know, you need a replacement. Oh, then who's that? Chris Stewart. Who's that? My baby brother.
Yeah.
Is he?
Must be. I don't know. I'd imagine so.
Yeah, so people, what's happening? What you been covering and shit? Because I haven't even been able to listen in because I had to wait for the guy to come and the car's back outside my house, thank God, you know. But
to be fair, we've kind of covered a wide range of things. Muslims has given us a brief kind of understanding about what the Comet Atlas is. We've not really gone deep into it, but we've got a brief understanding of what it is, why we should be at least thinking about it, not necessarily, you know, panicking, but you know, at least thinking about it and thinking, you know, on the lines of, you know, how we deal with something like that. And is it something that is being looked at? Is it something that a lot of people don't know about and is out there? Do you know, like that? Because I didn't know about it until you told me about it. I didn't know about it. So to me, it didn't exist. But it exists now. So, you know, I want to know what's going on. What's the information that I need to know to protect myself in the best possible way? If there is no saving this, then we're gonna die one day.
Well, how do we know that? We can't even really answer that question. How do we know that we're gonna die one day? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if God comes and saves these people, how are we gonna, you know, we're still gonna be here, innit? So what I'm saying,
I like that.
Yeah, no, because a lot of people say we're gonna, you know, we got to do this before we only live once and all this. Yeah, like how do you actually know that until you're actually gone? You know what I mean? And there's also such thing as a resurrection, bro. So you know, in the Bible. So and in other beliefs too. So doesn't mean that life is just over just like that, then, innit? So that's the whole thing. You know what? It's funny that you say that as well. That's the whole thing with people, man. That's like they manipulate people to believe in, live your best life and, you know, do everything now. You know what I mean? Have your orgies now. You know what I mean?
Do you know, before you go any further, give me 1 second. I just want to say some shout outs quickly. Shout out to Chrissy. Shout out to obviously Moslin, yourself, Azonius. Shout out to Christopher Stewart, your brother, Maria Simone, and everyone who's listening at home. Even if you ain't left a comment yet, sorry, big up yourself. And feel free to join the chat. What I'm gonna do is, Panero's about to post it in the what is it called? The comments, yeah. So if you go onto the YouTube comments, look through the comments, the last one, you should find it, and then you can join the chat if you want to have a little, you know, if you've got something to say that's relevant, more to the point. Don't just join the chat and you don't even know what you're talking about. It's better you probably listen.
That's it, man.
So yeah, so Panero, this Comet Atlas, like, talk to us about Comet Atlas. What is going on with Comet Atlas? What is the latest and greatest with it? You know, what's happening right now? Because Muslims has given us an understanding of what it can do, but what is actually happening? Do we know time scales? What do we know?
Right, so sorry about that. Yeah, so basically, you see, my whole thing, the reason why I wanted to talk about Comet Atlas, is because I spoke about it in some of my videos, yeah. And, you know, I'm always telling people to look up to the sky. It's kind of funny because Elon Musk, a few weeks ago, must have tweeted, look up into the sky. And everyone went crazy on Twitter. I've been telling people that for the last 2 years. But anyway, so basically, obviously, with all the situations going on with the riots, the protesting that led to certain, you know, situations, and then obviously the George Floyd situation and the COVID situation, we need to like link all these things together. You and people staying in their houses, you realize that it's really shadowing. These things are really shadowing everything else that's been going on. You know what I mean? And well, I'm not saying that this is more important or that's more important, but there's some other serious situations going on, which I've been speaking about for the last 2 years. You know, let me give an example. So,
can I ask a question before you give your example? When you say shadowing, yeah, do you mean shadowing in the sense of not being put out there, in the sense of not being deemed as important as the other issues that are in the mainstream media, or do you mean in the sense of like this is more important?
brother, can you repeat that? Sorry, bro. Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, when you said it's being overshadowed by certain things like Corona, the George Floyd, the riots in America, obviously the protests.
Yeah.
Like when you say overshadowed, do you mean in the sense that this is more important?
No, I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not. This is what I actually did say earlier. If you heard what I said earlier, I said I'm not saying that it's more important or nothing. I'm not saying that things are more important than whatever. And that's, to be honest with what I feel. If it's more important or not, it's kind of irrelevant. You know what I'm trying to say? Like me personally, what I feel, because everyone's entitled to their own opinion of how they feel about certain situations. But what I'm saying is that there's serious situations going on that were going on way before all that happened. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I noticed that over the last couple of months, with these situations that's been going on, is that the other situations have been literally dusted under the rug, and we're not hearing anything.
Yeah.
And that's why, and then that's, to me, that's dangerous. You know what I mean? That's dangerous to me, because you got, for example, you got machines like the Hadron Collider, you know, in Switzerland. You know, they're trying to bind atoms together and create a black, you know, like a black hole. And right, and they're admitting to this. It's not even like they're not saying this. They're admitting to it. Now, what's going to happen over the last few months, well, the last year, they actually been building another one that links to that, and it's 4 or 5 times the size. Now, there's been, you know, people saying in the area where it is, you know, they've been suffering from migraines and people have been dying from radiation and these, but that's because they're messing with certain elements that people are not used to. You know what I'm trying to say? So what I'm saying is there's other situations going on, even, you know, in Israel, you know, situations going on over there. I haven't heard nothing. You know what I'm saying?
So
I haven't.
In you saying obviously Israel and, you know, obviously things are going on all around the world. Do you think any of this is connected to, you know, like some of the ancient sites around the world and things like that? You know, like you got monoliths, you got pyramids, you got Nazca lines, you got like me and Muslims was talking about earlier, the Northern Lights. You got all of these different things in our planet that, you know, we can't really explain. Do you think it might have anything to do with that at all?
Yeah, a lot to do with it, because, you know, that's where people get their history from. You know what I'm saying? Like, even just looking at certain statues and buildings that were here before, and you know what I'm saying? So this is what proves what was here before us.
Because I'll be honest,
things are still standing.
I'm not that knowledgeable in this field, so I'm just trying to get an understanding of why. Because obviously, like in speaking about for instance, Comet Atlas, yeah, a comet is a comet. It behaves how it behaves. It doesn't need a reason. But when someone is trying to make a black hole, I'd like to know why. I just don't get it. What's the point?
Right, this is what I'm saying, and this is what I'm saying, and basically it's like that's not even only it, bro. There's just so many different things, and they were talked about by the conspiracy theorists before the COVID. You know what I'm saying? And even they have kind of swayed. You know what I'm trying to say? And basically, you know, I want to make sure that the reason why I wanted to have a 30-minute segment before the show is because I wanted to like make sure people understand the seriousness and how it's linked to the Bible, all these signs of the times, you know, the way the sun is shining now, you know, that we got an eclipse coming up, you know what I'm trying to say? All these things, you know, the signs, But also, then when you got problems like we have people that don't believe in certain things, and I respect it. You know what I mean? Not everyone was grown into these things that we believe in. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with still picking up a book and having a look. You know what I mean? That's the only thing. You know what I mean? And
You see what you said there? It's funny you say that, because that was one of my next questions. Because, you know, in a lot of books, you know, like the Bible, you know, Qurans, X, Y, Z, or we could call them religious books then, or spiritual books, they talk about things like this, like signs and seeing things falling from the sky and X, Y, and Z. And, you know, a lot of these things are also connected to ancient sites and things as well. So yeah, I thought I'd just mention that.
Yeah, no, definitely, man.
So what kind of, when you say signs though, what kind of signs could we maybe what's the reference then?
Well, it clearly states in the Bible and the Quran as well, there'll be signs in the stars and in the moons and the sun. And that's exactly what's happening right now.
We've got the
like everyone
sun
looked up in the sky. Everyone looked up in the sky and saw they did see the Beetlejuice star. They saw it. Like they saw it flashing up there for time. Like everyone saw it. You know. You saw it, I saw it.
The what?
Muslims' mind saw it. Thousands, millions of people online saw it.
Hold on, talk to me. Talk to me. What did you say? The Beetle what?
The Beetlejuice.
Explain.
That's what they called it. That's what they called that star. The one that everyone was seeing that was like shining for so long. Like, you know, that was just really standing out. You know, at a certain time, that star be the only one out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to understand the significance of all these things. It's not about just studying what's on the earth. You've got to study what's going on above us, because that's above us, bro. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, people have to understand wherever comes, you've seen comets come, people seen comets come down out of the sky, you'd understand that this is serious situations. I don't know if you've seen the video that I posted. I don't know if you want to have a little play of it, Shift, but that video that I put up, I think it's like 4 videos before, it shows blatant comets coming out of the sky and footage of it.
Do you know what? Let me try and find it.
I discussed this at the beginning of the show with SHIFFA.
Yeah. If you go to my video, you see a girl on the front and it said, "Did you see that?" And then if you just like fast forward my intro, you know, fast forward my intro.
And also after that, SHIFFA put up a image of the Hadron Collider as well.
Yeah, I can do that.
So people can see what it actually entails.
What did you say it says at the beginning of the video again?
Say that again, bro.
What did you say it says on the video again?
On the front of the thumbnail, it should say, "Did you see that?" And it should be like a girl there at the front, looking petrified. You know what I mean?
Like with a face like this.
Yeah, looking like she's seeing something she shouldn't have.
Are you sure it don't say this is what they're afraid of?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could say that. You know what? Yeah, I get a bit lost in my videos sometimes, bro.
I think that is what it says on it as well.
Can you hear that?
Hold on. Yeah, this is what they're afraid of. That's the one. Yeah.
Can you hear the sound from the video though?
Nah.
Oh, okay, just making sure. All right. So what?
So yeah, we can talk and play it in the background if you want. Like, you know, we can even narrate the video. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's people have to understand that it's not a joke. Like, I know, like, we've been given mobile phones and we keep looking at our bloody mobile phones and looking at the bloody floor so much, but we have to keep our eyes in the sky, man. Seriously. Like,
I believe in states to be doing that. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing, when you hear us talking about, okay, so like this video here basically is just debris falling, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally falling from nowhere, you know? And there's a lot of these videos, there's a lot of these videos around from all over the place.
Yeah, that looks crazy.
Yeah, you have to understand, like, it's ain't normal stuff. Like, when people are talking about meteors falling out of the sky and then you line it up with the signs of the times, it's like, come on now. So you know what it is? When people have that scare factor, I've noticed this thing about fear, Moss, yeah? This fear thing, it goes different ways, bro, with people, you know? right? So this is in Africa, right? That was in Africa, yeah? And a meteor hit, but they're trying to say that it's not. I got the sessions ringing me.
Yeah, that looks crazy. That looks crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
See that behind her?
But then, yeah, I see it. So, if the meteor hit there, though, where did the meteor go? That's what I want to know. Where's it gone? Because there's a big, massive hole in the ground, but I don't see no rock. Let's rewind that back for anyone who missed it. That looked crazy, like an explosion.
All right, so sorry guys, but see this one here, yeah? This one here, she's filming whatever she's doing on her, you know, on her social media or whatever. Then right behind her, you know, you see it?
Yeah, it looked like an explosion.
Right, so this one here, this is basically, you know, someone's garden or lawn or whatever they want to call it, or land or whatever. And he's basically just showing the child what just came out of the sky and hit the floor. You know?
Yeah, that's mad.
And the bad thing about this footage, is that it's always like a rock in there and it's so hot they can't even touch it. You understand? They have to wait for it to completely cool down, you know?
Yeah.
So that proves you it's not coming from here, innit? So now just imagine if that hit your roof of your house. What would it do? Moss, you're a roofer, man. You know about them things.
Yeah, that's coming through.
What if that hit your child in the head?
You're gone. You're gone. You're
Out
melted.
of it.
You're melted.
Yeah,
That's
out of it. Straight through.
Where Mustard said brains turn into mush earlier. You weren't here when he said that. But that might turn your brain to mush still.
Yeah, this is basically another one as well where the guy was basically, he's saying right now, I was just sitting here and something came out of the sky and just landed and it just, you know, turned the floor like that. And he said he's saying right now that it's really hot and he can't touch it. Same thing here. This guy here is in his garden. He's showing these kids that something is dropped out of the sky, you know, and burning in the grass, man. So what the thing is now, people that follow the Nubaru and the Planet X theory, they actually believe that we're going through a debris field right now, Shiff. A debris field, you know, and that's why some of these meteors are getting through. Now, all I'm going to tell the people is that I personally believe, not that anyone has to follow me, but I personally believe that this is the real reason why we've all been locked in our houses now. I will do some more videos on this situation and I will be following the Comet. I will be following the Comet. Now, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to believe me, but this is one of my theories. The reason why that is as well, because I do read books and I read my Bible and I do go on the NASA. I go on the NASA, even though I don't really mess with NASA, I do go on NASA because you have to keep up with what they're doing so you can look, like, read between the lines of the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
You know, so this is my theory. I'm not saying that the 400 years of slavery thing is not real. I'm not saying that because that is a real thing, you know. But my theory to why people have been locked up in their house is because they haven't got a time on where Atlas, the fragments are going to, you know, come out of the sky and land here. So what I want people to do from now on is that I know that we've just gone through a madness, you know, with our families being locked up in the house. We've just seen a man get killed on TV, get killed on camera. Hey, let me just tell you something, guys, as well. Don't you think it's kind of strange how the George Floyd video footage was allowed to be kept on the internet?
Yeah.
It's a death on the internet. How are you blocking my videos on cloning, but you're letting people post a man killing man live on the internet?
Yeah, it's a bit.
It's because they wanted you to see it live on the internet. Backstage at all?
I've not seen him backstage.
Because he just phoned me, but you know, I don't know if he's Well, what I want you to do, I want you to take over for 5. Oh look, Denver's in the house.
Yeah, big up to Denver. Out to Maria Simone as well. TM1, big up yourself.
Oh yeah, but big up Maria. Big up Maria Simone. So what I want you guys to do for a minute, so I just got to do something, just sort out a couple men to get them in the room. Just take over for 2.5 minutes and you know, sort it out.
Don't worry, man. We got you, man. We do this.
So what I'm saying, people that keep your eyes on the skies, man. Seriously, they're trying to sway you right now. That sways you.
Come on. I'm gonna put it into that video still, but obviously everyone got a nice look at some of the footage there. That looked crazy though, I'm not gonna lie. Like, obviously, if one of them things did fall out the sky, it could be dramatic still. It could get dramatic, because if that hits you, you ain't gonna like it. I don't know why I can't hear you, you know, Moss. Your microphone goes in and out. Do you know what I'm gonna do? Hold on, stay there 1 second. Let me see if I put you back out and bring you back in. Say something again. Do you know what you need to do? Shut down your phone, shut down your internet browser, then jump back in. That's what you need to do. 100. Nice one, my brother. Yeah, man, out to everyone who's listening at home. Like I was saying, you got a nice little look at some of the footage of these meteorites, and I'm pretty sure you can imagine the kind of damage that would do to a human being in comparison to hitting the floor. So, you know, that alone is something to be aware of, because I don't fancy going outside and getting rained on by meteorites. I saw some hailstones today. That looked bad enough, you know, like that. And I wasn't in the hailstone. Like, we've been caught in hailstones before, all of us, at some point or another.
It's like them things can do some serious damage.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a different type of hailstone right there. That one there is a killer. Call them ones hailstones. They're burning.
Yeah, hailstone. Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
Big up everybody in the chat. Anyone wants to jump on, definitely hit the link. And you know what I mean? But whatever else you want to cover today, to cover today too.
So, well, for one, I think it's kind of self-explanatory. My next question, anyway, because I was gonna say, you know, to to talk to the people about why this type of information is important to them. But I think that's clear as day, you know, with what's been presented. And I think, you know, it's relevant that people understand that if you're not aware of things, if you're not paying attention, you know, like when you're young, yeah, you go to school, innit? Or when you're a baby, you go to nursery, yeah, when you're first going to some establishment for people to show you how to act or how to talk or whatever. So you're starting off in nursery and you're learning from there. Then you're going to go primary school. You're going to be learning from there. Then secondary school, yeah. Then obviously college, university. But now once you come out of university, the learning ain't supposed to stop. You know, you're supposed to be knowledgeable in your surroundings as much as you're knowledgeable in your own technical field or your own personal job, however you're gonna describe it. But you know, when you're lacking knowledge is when you're vulnerable. Because imagine, for instance, we saw that video, one of them footages looked like it might have been in China or somewhere. Imagine you've gone there on holiday and you don't even know things are dropping out the sky. Do you know, like that? That's crazy. Like a man said, that could have hit the man's house. He don't know that's coming. So, you know, at least in being aware, if you did hear something hit your roof, you might think, boy, do you know what? Maybe we should go and investigate very quick, just in case it is, because we're aware of something. But if you're not aware of something, you might just think, you know, it's nothing. Next thing you know, you go sleep and wake up.
Can you hear me now, bro?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I could hear you still.
Yeah, it's like, have you heard of the fallout? The government's call that's called the fallout. Like,
Nah.
they'll announce fallout. Yeah, it's their secret code. They'll broadcast across the stations just for the government people. Yeah, and it's called fallout. Now, that is for when something bad happens. Yeah, like they're prepared for. So what's that they haven't called it on exactly what it is? Like, could you imagine fallout? Something falling from out the atmosphere into our planet. Fallout makes sense, doesn't it?
Well, they got the whole computer game Fallout, but in the Fallout computer game, they're talking about nuclear bombs. But I could imagine that, you know, from what you described earlier, you know, if this comet is the size that it is, even if they did manage to break it up into smaller pieces, if any of that fallout hits this planet, it's going to be probably worse than a nuclear bomb. It's going to be something different. We ain't seen nothing like that yet. Like that, we ain't seen that one. Like, obviously, we've seen nuclear bomb. We've seen Hiroshima. You know, like, for instance, we've even seen meteorites fall out the sky, but small ones, you know, like we saw in that video, little ones. It's not doing much. But if something really big, you know, something the size of, for instance, if one of them satellites dropped out of the sky, that would be bad enough.
Oh, no. If you keep, guys, if you go back to that video and you keep watching that video, there are some enormous ones there still. And it's kind of funny as well, because some of the people in that area were saying that they were meteors, but some of them were saying that they're trying to disguise it. You know what I mean? They try to disguise some of them. They don't really want people to know that there's meteors. When you see the size of the ones I'm talking about, they're not going to want people to know that they're meteors, bro. Because that's going to cause mass panic. They can't tell everyone. They're not going to tell everyone, oh, we're going to have a meteor shower. It's going to cause mass panic because people.
Do you know my Wi-Fi doesn't work when there's. Sorry for cutting into you, bro. I don't know if you can hear me, but it's all jumpy when there's more people in the station with my Wi-Fi.
Is it?
So yeah, but
I can hear you clear right now,
what I'll do
bro.
is I'll jump out, watch it on YouTube.
Why don't you just turn off the video, bro?
Hold on then.
Your video is probably taking up too much.
Yeah, speak now, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, possibly.
I think that's what it maybe is, man.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Big up the sessions in the show now. And what's going on, brother?
What's happening, boys?
Yeah, man.
Just listening at the moment.
Yeah, that's it. We're talking about Comet Atlas. We're talking about Comet Atlas and all that, and just the importance of, and also the importance of, even though we've got these things going on right now, there's still other things that are important that don't sweep them under the carpet just because, you know what I mean? And that's why I feel that they would have been doing the whole time anyway. But I'm just going to let the people know that, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, guys, go in my videos and have a look at some of my old videos. And, you know, Hydrogen Collider, you know, stuff like that. Don't forget to check out the propaganda video, because they're going to be using a lot of that right now. And just stay on form. You
see, before we move on, firstly, Muslims, are you using your phone to be on the show?
Yeah, bro.
That's where it is. So when your camera's off, then your battery won't die as quick. And when your battery's dying, it messes around with it. So be mindful of that as well. Have it plugged in.
My phone's on fire, innit?
Yeah, have it plugged in, but it's going to heat up though. Also, I wanted to say, what other signs do you think we might be seeing soon? Obviously, we spoke about Atlas. We've spoken about, you know, a little bit about Nibiru and other things. And
well, for example, the fishes dying in the sea, the birds dropping out of the sky. This is all biblical, you know. And people want to ignore the fact that it's biblical. That's what gets.
So is that actually happening? When you say the birds dropping out the sky, talk to me.
To be honest with you, the birds dropping out, and guys, you know, if you guys that watch YouTube will know this, this bird thing like dropping out the sky and the fishes dying in the sea has definitely been happening for the last 10 years. If you go on YouTube and click on dead fish in sea, the amount of videos you will see is quite disgusting.
Only reason I ask is because obviously, for instance, if we get closer to the moon, yeah, that's going to create atmospheric changes on the planet. And, you know, it's going to make...
That depends, though. That depends. That depends if we're going off their theory.
I hear you, but I'm just sticking to, you know, the mainstream kind of theory on it.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't do mainstream theory because they've never even been to the moon, bro. So I don't really. I'm not really doing the mainstream thing when it comes to the down to the moon and anything to do with NASA. You know, these are people that film things underwater. You know what I mean? And then tell people they've been to space. You know?
It's true, because do you know what? In saying that, one thing I have noticed with a lot of these that, because obviously we was talking about comets, I looked at a few comets and you know, they do bring a lot of like they might cause like a slight weather change and things like that when they come into the atmosphere. But I don't know if that's really going to affect. Is that going to affect the wildlife? What's that going to do?
Yeah, they do change the atmosphere. They do. And also some of the satellites they put up there with the 5G, putting it up there, Elon Musk and all them guys putting them satellites up there changes the atmosphere too. I don't know if you guys know, listening in, but Elon Musk has been going out of his way to not only make cars, and that's what you guys need to understand. I know that when you guys, not you guys, are talking about everybody that's going to play this back. When you hear Elon, you probably think, Tesla. Now you got to be thinking about AI when you talk about Elon. You got to be thinking about rockets, you know, and satellites. So right now he's got this satellite system that he's placed out there. For what reason I do not know. And like we was talking about earlier, they're shutting down a lot of the satellite systems anyway.
Yeah.
And not enabling people to see what's really going on up there, you know. So yeah, these are the things, man. You have to understand. We're gonna find out one day who really Elon Musk really is. You know, we're gonna find out one day who he really is, guaranteed. But yeah, science, like, you know, science, like read what science from what though? What are you guys reading? You know what I mean? And that's another thing I want you to get into that discussion that you was going to talk about earlier. About, you know, what is the purpose of all this knowledge when we go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's a good question.
That's important still.
Yeah, maybe we could go around like in a circle and individually, you know, give our take on, you know, why it's important to spread the knowledge, why the knowledge itself is important, and, you know, just elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah, and also anyone in the chat that wants to comment on it as well, and put your opinion on why you think knowledge is a good thing to have. And yeah, we'd like to hear that too, if you don't want to jump on.
Well, I'll start off then. Like, I'll be honest, like, I think knowledge is gonna give you an understanding, and it's gonna basically give you an awareness. So those who ain't aware are gonna get caught unawares, and that's the reality of it. Like I was kind of touching on it earlier when I was saying, you know, we all start off life going to school, we go college, we go university, but you don't finish university and the knowledge stops there. You keep learning, and for those that don't keep learning, you know, you're going to end up falling behind, in my opinion. But, you know, I could be proven wrong. We'll soon see.
Right.
My take on knowledge, bro, is I basically believe our purpose on life is for knowledge. Like what we learn on this planet today in the rest of our lives is what's going to be the key factor of this next life we're going to. Do you know what I'm saying? So, for instance, like when we're born, we don't know nothing in it. We could touch fire and we'll be burnt. But then from the repercussion of being burnt, we learn then that we can't touch fire. So then that's just a key example of how powerful knowledge is. Do you know what I'm saying? And like you said, SHIFFA, like everything you learn growing up, it doesn't stop when you just get to a certain age. We still have knowledge up until the last day. Like a lot of people that I've seen on the deathbed, their last words is, "I wish I did this. I wish I did that." And even then, you can take them last words as them acknowledging something. Do you know what I'm saying? So that tells me knowledge is the main key to Earth. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the reason why we're here, to learn things, to live by mistakes and not repeat them. Like if we keep repeating the same mistake, we're not going to get anywhere. So all I can say is like I'm not scared of death. The only thing I'm scared of, bro, is my God. Do you know what I'm saying? Because whatever he's got planned for us, it's got to be something a lot bigger than what we're seeing right now. Because think how big this whole thing means to us as it is right now. So can you imagine how much bigger and greater the next thing's going to be?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, the Sessions?
He's kind of got me this week still. At the moment. Nah, yeah. I kind of agree what the first two said. Everyone said, to be honest with you. My only input in that is, I think it's important to use knowledge in the correct way as well, not just try to know about it and try to preach it. Know when to use it and know when not to use it.
100
type of thing. And yeah, but apart from that, I just think I agree with what everyone else is saying. To be honest,
yeah.
For once,
that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
So yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. So
session, man. It's good to have you on the show, bro.
Come on,
all day. Come on, man.
It's like you bring something different to the table. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I was saying to Panera. Like our circle, we've got to be like a Swiss Army knife. Do you know what I'm saying? Each one of us brings something different to the table.
Different, definitely. It wouldn't be the same if all of us was exactly the same or thought the same.
Exactly, and that's what the system wants us to be. They all want us to be.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. So what? I suppose I got to give my answer now.
Yeah,
come on, Pete.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of knowledge to me, bro, is to learn the way of life as a human being and in spirit form. Yeah, right. And also to learn your way of life here while you're here. You understand what I'm saying? Because
very true.
It's important we have to learn what is the correct way of moving here. You know what I mean? Like how to move as a person here. You know what I mean? Even little things like even down to things like health and food and all these things. We're supposed to learn all of that. You understand what I'm trying to say? But also learn a little bit about the spirit world as well before we go there, right? But also it's supposed to be sharing this knowledge as well as not holding it to yourself, sharing it to everyone beside you, so we can all be at the same level at some point maybe in life. You know what I mean?
That's why it's worth that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Boy, that's not going to happen, but we can try it. You know what I'm saying?
We can try, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I feel. Learning the purpose, but it depends if people believe in different things, though. That's what we got to remember. We got to respect it as well. You know what I mean? But for me, it's like I want to know the way that God wants me to live. You know what I'm trying to say? And I want to learn all the secrets. You know what I'm saying? I want to learn all the secrets because the secrets end up being the truth. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I can help other people, and so I can build myself enough knowledge to go to a different place, which is better than this. Because I personally believe, that if you're lacking knowledge here, you ain't going nowhere, bro.
Yeah, but that's you keep answering my next questions, you know, because I was gonna say to you, what gives you that mindset? Where does that mindset come from for you to think the way? Because obviously we all kind of agree, we all agree, you know, on what the purpose is to some extent. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So why are we like this? What made you like it? What made you think the way you think now?
What made me think like this now?
Yeah.
Well, I've always been a man that knew about God. You know what I'm saying? From a young age. So I was actually, this is what I'm trying to say. It's different things for different people. Bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And that's why no man should ever carry himself like he knows more than the next person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
we already know the same amount of stuff, but it's just different stuff that we know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I might know how to deal with cars. No, I don't. But I might know how to deal with, like, you know, I don't know, putting a house together, but someone knows how to deal with cars. We've all got the same amount of knowledge. It's just put in different places.
Yeah.
So no one's better than no one, bro. What I don't know, you know. What I can't do, you can do. What you can't do, I can do. So there ain't no, like, you know what I'm saying? No competition. No one should be in competition. That's why that whole competition thing, that will come from sport anyway. But that's another thing. So
that's the Olympics right there, isn't it, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, competing with each other. Yeah, that's a different. That's for a whole different.
You know what?
Show.
I don't mean to sound like I'm rounding you off here, but would you say then in a nutshell, would you say what you're talking about is self-awareness is what's got you to where you're at, and maybe looking at, you know, the world around you? Because that's what
I was lucky to. I was lucky. I don't know if it's lucky or a curse, but I was lucky to have a bit of both worlds. So I was able to see the Bible side, and also I've lived it out there, and I've been around people. I've been around people in my life that I can actually honestly say, you know what, that person ain't got no soul, because the way they carry themselves. You know what I mean? So when you start looking at things like that, start thinking, oh, this shit real. There are demons, there are angels, you know, and that's just my experience of going through it. You know, I've been to a lot of funerals. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of foolishness. You know what I mean? I've been around a lot of good people too. You know what I'm saying?
Panera, not to cut you,
Yeah, I want you to answer it as well.
Do you believe in heaven and hell?
Say that again, bro.
Do you believe in heaven and hell? Do you believe in heaven and hell?
Yeah, but I don't believe my theory of hell is.
What do you think when you think of heaven and?
Pardon?
What do you think when you think of heaven and hell? What do you think when you think of heaven and hell?
Well, my version of hell is different to everybody's. You know, I don't believe that hell is just underneath us. I believe there's a hell above us, because that's what it says in the Bible. You see, but I don't know. And for guys that are listening, I've done a whole video on that. If you go to a video that's called there's more than
I've never seen that one. I have to check that one.
Yeah, there's a video that's called is there more than one heaven? There's more than one heaven. Yeah.
It's funny you're saying this because
what's your take on that, Chip?
Listen, he said, "Listen, I'm going to show you what you just said. You said there's a hell above us, yeah, and imagine earlier on,
and one below us,
and you said there's one below us. Imagine earlier on in the show we was talking about the meteorites, yeah, falling from the sky, yeah, and I was saying today, man, see the hailstones and how bad it will be to get caught in that as like hailstone. Nah, forget that, yeah. But obviously, man was calling them hailstones, like hell. Because they're on fire as well. So, and then now you've brought that up. It's like, whoa! It was like, was that a punchline? Was that?
No. But the thing is, guys, I'm not like, I don't mock people for not watching my videos. You know what I'm saying? You watch it in your own time. You know what I mean? But I've done videos for everything I'm saying, bro. Like, seriously. And in the video with the heavens, I put all the scriptures. I've actually read the scriptures out myself. So.
I'll be honest with you. You see, like, in answer to Sessions' question quickly before, because I want to put the question to you as well, Sessions. So I'm going to answer.
Oh yeah, you got to ask me again though, because I didn't get to answer. But go on.
No, he said to me, "What do I think about what you said?" And in real reality, yeah, as far as like, if we're talking about heaven and hell and stuff, like, I think everything is relevant to you individually. So you got your own individual heaven and hell going on right now. That's what I honestly believe. Like when you said, there's
what you mean? What you saying? Where we are now?
Right here and now, you got your own heaven and hell going on right now. So what Panera said, how that kind of connects with what you said as well, is he said there's more than one heaven. Do you feel what I'm trying to say? So you're living in your own heaven or your own hell right now. Do you feel me? And that's it. That's my kind of.
That's how I've looked at it. So. Yeah.
But what
was the question you want to ask me again? No,
Sessions. What is it that got you to this state of mind where you see things in the way you do now? In a sense of like how we spoke
experiences.
About, go on.
Yeah.
Experiences and just growing up. To be honest, I grew up in the like my dad's side is they're massive in this Christian world.
Yeah.
So I grew up in a stronghold of Christians. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the rest of it was just acknowledging myself in life experiences.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. Because I'll be honest, even you just saying that now, yeah, that even reflects back on the start of the show when it was just me and Muslims was telling me he had a near death, or not near death. He said he had a death experience, died and came back, to be specific. You know, he was telling me about some visions,
Well, that's
that he's
deep.
had dreams and stuff like that. And ultimately, Muslims, like, as far as I can register, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is a Christian to some extent. So he's got something to fall back on. Do you feel where I'm coming from? To reference when, you know, you might have a dream and you might not know that dream was too vivid, it was too real. Does it mean something? And if you reference a Bible, it can tell you about dreams having meanings and how to work out meanings.
What is a Christian?
Well, in a way, when I say he believes in God, innit? He reads his Bible. He might not necessarily.
Yeah, but can I just say this? Can I just get this out to the people?
God, I know what you're gonna. I don't know what you're gonna say, but I've got a feeling of what you're gonna say.
I just want to let guys. I want to let you guys know, and I've got a video coming out in 3 days. 3 days, right? If you say that you're a Christian, that means you actually follow Christ. You don't follow God. I just want to let you know that. If you claim to be a Christian, you do not worship God. You worship Jesus. I just want to put that out there, and I'll be doing a video in 3 days. You know what I'm going to be doing, Shift? In the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a lot of people.
That's why when you're in a Christian church and they're feeling what they're feeling, they scream out, "Thank you, Jesus."
Do you know what though? You should have let Muslims come and say that for him. So I was giving him the chance to come and defend that one. But obviously, we know, like, none of us are Christian. Then I'm not a Christian. I'm an Israelite.
Muslim don't worship Jesus. Muslims don't worship Jesus. He knows the truth. He knows the truth.
No. I worship God, you know. like you waste, no offense, yeah, but people that is worshiping Jesus, they're wasting
You're
time,
gone.
man.
You're out
why
of
would you why would you worship someone that's below the most powerful person?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't worship Jesus. I adhere to his commandments, or Yeshua.
What commandments were they, bro?
What commandments did Yeshua have?
Yeah.
The ones that he says at the Last Supper when he says, "Keep my commandment."
You've got to realize, though, yeah, none of you are going to win this argument because you all got different beliefs. You see what I'm saying?
No, don't worry, Shift. No, Shift, don't worry. What we do.
Like, I think when it comes to religion, yeah, everyone, like, if Moss chooses to go on that side, you just got to just respect him for choosing that, and you got to respect that religion, vice versa. When I see different people from different religion backgrounds battling, like, who's got the best God or who's got the best prophet or who's got the, see what I'm saying? I never get it. I never understand him.
That's the same God. It's the same God. We worship in different ways.
Yeah, listen. First of all, yeah, I can't have a battle with someone about who's got the best God because there's only one, bro. So
exactly.
that ain't gonna.
But what I'm saying is, eventually,
people do that. Yeah, people do that.
Schiffer's gonna have these points. Then you get me.
No, but me, Schiffer and Mossy, me, Schiffer and Mossy all follow the same God, though.
Yeah, we do. 100. Maybe sometimes we worship in different ways, but we all listen to each other as well.
Yeah.
You feel where I'm coming from, in a sense of, like, even us having this conversation, you being here as well, Sesh, I have to give you that props as well. We all listen to each other, and, you know, we agree when we agree. We're not just going to agree for the point of, just for the sake of it, right?
No.
Yeah.
We do disagree. Yeah.
Me? My way of life more relates to Mark, than
I'm
any God.
not religious either, though, bro. This is why it's a strange one.
No, I'm
bro.
not saying you're religious. I'm talking about myself.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about anyone else. I'm just saying that myself.
I know you're saying that, but I'm saying that's the same thing for me, though. I'm not the religion thing. It was the whole problem in the first place, having so many of them. That's where it always wrong. So I hear you.
Who's talking? Because they're gone proper quiet.
That was P. Say that again, P.
Yeah, no, I was just basically saying that the religion thing to me was the whole problem in the first place. You know what I mean? Because, like we're saying, there should be only one God.
Yeah,
so it's the fact that there is a section called religion, that's a problem, bro. Like, you know,
that's where the distraction comes to play.
That's the separation, bro. That's the separation. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
And then also, let's not sit here and pretend that they don't use religion to manipulate people too. Let's not sit here and pretend they do that too.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
100%. Man will take the book and interpret it their own way.
Yeah.
And make a new religion. That's the truth of it. Like, so obviously, when we're dealing with religion,
it's like but each religion can be good for an individual. Because I know some man who's had lived some mad lives and they've turned to a Muslim or they turn back to being a Christian, reborn Christian, and it's helped them, man.
You know what
I mean?
Yeah, definitely. If they do it the right way, you know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah,
I like
you got to commit yourself to it.
Yeah.
I like what you said as well, though, Sesh, because I think at the end of the day, we just got to keep an open mind, innit? I'm not the all-knowing, all-seeing.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like that. I'm not that.
Definitely. It's like when you watch.
Go on.
When you watch Speaker's Corner, yeah. I watch that sometimes. I'm just like, for all these guys talking about all their backgrounds.
Yeah.
Why did they just come to this part to battle each other about it? Like, you should be teaching each other and learning from each other about everything, because you might not agree with it, but doesn't mean you can't understand and try to learn about it in a positive way. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's right.
All that going there and like trying to tear each other's religion down, and I just don't understand all that, man. Because as soon as it gets to a point where someone's like, nah, you're getting too disrespectful. Yeah. You're a man of peace.
But this is the whole point.
You know what I'm saying? So what are you, a man of peace or a man of what?
Yeah, it don't make no sense.
You see what I mean? Yeah. Doesn't make no sense. No. You see what I mean? That's why I just say, like, me personally, my life, I think I just relate more to Rastafarism than anything. Because
you know, it's funny. Like the way it's funny you say that, because it's funny you say that, bro. Because when I was at that spot I told you about in the East, yeah, it was more them man I used to reason with. Them man I could reason with them, man. Because it's kind of
when you go into the hills of Jamaica, you sit down with them real Rasta man, them,
yeah.
Listen, you could chat to the man for a week, and the man every other word. When people powerful with words. See, like the stresses we look at, money and buying trainers and having a nice car. The man ask you why even worried about all that for? Them things don't mean nothing to them. Their life, exactly what Bob Marley said. Their peace is life. You see what I'm saying? For when they can wake up, eat their food, look at their family, and go to sleep smiling. That's all I want, brother. To be honest. You see what I mean? There's nothing wrong with religion. Yeah. But I think going through experience I've gone through, like losing friends on the road and stuff, I just kind of lost faith in religion. Because it might sound ignorant, but I look at it like, if this is such a powerful God, why is he taking these people away from? But I understand everyone's got to go at some point. But that's why what SHIFFA said, I relate to a lot. I think where I am today, for my own personal opinion, I class this as heaven and hell. Because you got good and you got bad.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, but at the end of the day,
go
on. Go on.
No, go on, bro.
I was just gonna say that what we did, that this section of the conversation relates right back into what we were saying, because at the end of the day, the knowledge is important, so we don't want to be, deviating away from the importance of it just to argue about things, just to trivialize it now, where you could be listening, learning, teaching, show and tell, explaining things. If something is not, if something's hard to understand, we can try to help each other to build a better understanding rather than trying to fight things down all the time, because you don't really, like, don't get me wrong, you can get places by doing that. If someone, so for instance, a man lent you £20, he comes back, he says, no, you owe me £40. No, I remember it was £20, I've got it written down. But at the end of the day, if you never write it down, you're not, and this is the thing, the knowledge is important. Just that little piece of knowledge is now important. You writing it down so we can see, it may seem to some people that this isn't a big thing or that's not a big thing, but it may be a big issue to you later on. So you need to listen, you need to pay attention in life.
True. It is true, man.
Something in there, SHIFFA.
Yeah, go ahead.
Isn't it funny, yeah? Like when we've got certain people on this show, yeah, and we come up with a plan of like what we're going to talk about. But have you ever noticed, yeah, the best ones we've spoke about always divert back to God, bro. Like, it's crazy. We could be talking about something, yeah, and we've just diverted to God. There's a reason why we keep diverting to God.
Yeah.
Because the message from God. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you still. I hear you.
I say that all the time, though. You have a conversation, it's either going to relate back to God, racism, or money.
But when you say this now, yeah, at the end of
Probably
the
the
day,
biggest-
the more you're learning, the more you're heightening your awareness, the more you're heightening your consciousness. If you're heightening your consciousness, that was the whole reason they made a Bible in the first place. Do you feel where I'm coming from?
Can I change the subject to me?
Yeah, go on. You can
Yeah,
change.
Can I change the subject?
Yeah.
Switch up.
All right. This is completely different, boy. I just want to get people honest answers. Would you mind dating a stripper?
Nah. Been there, done all of that.
Why not?
Been there, done all of that, man. That was all playing games.
What?
That's all gimmicks to me.
Why didn't it work out?
It was never really
Would
a
you
thing,
say?
you know, like that. When you say dating, what do you mean by dating? Talk to me, guys.
No, that's what I'm saying. So would you have a stripper as your gal?
No, sir.
No, sir. No way.
No,
I
sir.
can't hear anybody, you know. I think.
I jump out and jump back in, Muslims.
Yeah, no, that's a bit much, you know, bro. That's
So
it's not really healthy for the mind.
Say
You
that
know?
would you have one?
Say that again.
Would you have a stripper as a play friend? Would you? I think you said you're jumping out and jumping in.
Hold on. Muslim,
Would you have a stripper as a play friend?
I've done that before.
Yo, I'm gonna duck out. I'm gonna go onto YouTube.
I just want to know,
I'll put my comments on YouTube because
someone asked me that question earlier. Still,
safe.
I just want to know still because someone asked me that question earlier. Still, and I was just like, kind of took me from
Yeah, nah, sir. No, that
Kind of
can't
brought back some
work.
memories, really.
That can't
So how
work.
is it? Yeah, but don't let what? Yeah, but you know what? The city shippers, they grind up themselves on man, innit?
Hmm?
Yeah, all of that. I ain't got time for all of that.
They grind up them. So you got some strip clubs you can't touch down with them. You got some of them. You know, like they have private dance, innit?
I hear you, but then
Strip clubs in the UK are waste of money, man.
Yeah, I'm not into all that, man. That's long. That's my younger days.
Yeah,
like,
but go on.
No, go on. No.
I don't mind a strip club, but they're just a waste of money.
Hey, listen, my big man thing, yeah, big and serious, cuz man's goods ain't on show like that, cuz. Do you feel what I'm trying to say? Big man thing, like that don't even make no sense. Man's gonna marry a showpiece, cuz does that even make sense? Well, you might Hugh Hef. I don't know what you got 10 of them. I don't even understand that life. I know some people live it, but I don't really get it. Like, what is it? What does it even mean?
I told my man, you got to be mad to even contemplate that. I'm saying to the guy, like, how you ever gonna go to a bar?
You know what?
See a girl naked, and then want her to be your girlfriend?
I don't want to comment. I don't want to comment, bro. I don't want to comment.
I'm being as polite and respectful as I can about it. Like I said, like I'm not like, listen, like if it's a showpiece, it's a showpiece, isn't it? It's for show. It's on show, innit? You know, can you go to the shop, and the trainers is on show, What are you pushing your foot in the trainer? You're pushing your foot in that trainer. Yeah. Is that what? That's how I look at it. Yeah. So
you don't even want that one. You don't want that one. You want the one. You want the one that's in the back.
Hey, listen, I better get a discount on that one.
Yeah, a big discount, like quarter, like 3/4. I'm paying a quarter for it.
Hey, listen. Oh no, let's not even go there. I don't even want a discount. I'm cool. You keep it.
Yeah, that's I don't know. You know what it all comes down to, like we said before, principalities, respect, and decorum and morals. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen.
Hey, big up to all the shippers out there, man. Hey, no, let me say something. Big up to all the. No, listen.
I said you're wicked.
Now let me say
next
something.
Question, boys.
No. Hold on. Big up to all the shippers out there, that are doing your thing. Please be safe.
Why are you saying that? Because I miss why you said that, though, bro.
No, I'm just saying it in general. Big up to all shippers, but be safe out there because I've seen that film Booty Call. That shit. Having stalkers and things there. Having stalkers.
Oh, you said big up all the shippers.
Yeah, but.
Oh no, sorry, no. I thought you said big up all the shippers. That's why I said I didn't hear what you said.
No, but Agent Swift type. You know what I mean? But listen,
I thought you say that she was some serial strip bar guy. You get me?
Jeez, no, sir.
No. Big up to them because you know what it is. But please, man, find the Lord, find God. You know what I mean? Because
all right,
you know
so
find something else to do, man. Seriously, find something else to do.
All right, so would you let your missus go topless at the beach on holiday?
No.
Nah, man. But they're into that
no.
though. But listen, I'm not. Listen, girls like going topless beaches and stuff like that, bro. I don't know what it is, bro. But I always heard them saying that stuff. You know,
Have you had a girl ask you that before?
No, sir.
Nah. I've heard of I heard them say it. I've heard girls say they went beach and they went topless beach and all that. Yeah, I've heard it.
No, sir. Like I said,
is it right to take my bro? I was like, why? It didn't make no sense to me.
It don't make sense. Why? Talk to me. I don't understand. Like I said, I'm sticking to my first answer. No showpiece.
No showpiece.
No showpiece. What am I walking around with my balls hanging out? If I get to look upon them, I don't even understand that behavior. I don't understand that behavior at all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah, I just wanted to know quickly, cause I thought I was the only one who thought like that earlier.
Nah, man.
No, we're with you. The force is with you. The force is with you.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with checking one.
Yeah, you can check through it. But come on, man. Like, no, sir. That can't work. No.
Don't encourage it. Don't encourage it, man.
No, don't encourage it. You don't like. Come on, man. And you heard that song? You don't make a housewife.
Yeah, man. You know, some man they go there, them places though. All they see is booty and titty, and they say, "Bro, hold on a minute."
You know why though? Because they ain't had enough.
Come on.
They ain't had enough, bro. And a lot of these guys that only just start anyway. I ain't even start. Look, we have to start doing some different shows.
I was telling man earlier. If you really had been through lap dances, man would know. Most of them strippers claim stink.
I'm hearing you, but then
they just spray themselves over. They stink, bro.
Yeah, but then what about that? Alright, you saying this though, yeah. But then what about then? Who is the rapper then? What's her name? Cardi B then, and she got big. What's her boyfriend? Offset and their man there. So you saying Offset did the wrong one?
He's an idiot. He's a complete idiot.
No, you can't. Listen, you know what it is though. I'll be honest with you, the sessions, yeah. See, when it comes to Hollywood and the music industry, man, it's different, man. It's different. Man.
Yeah, that's that Hollywood business. Is that what I mean? But I just think that man mad. Because all right, it's Cardi B. She's famous. But come on, man. When man can pull out things on your wife and put on YouTube and be like, I can't sit with you, girl.
Yeah, that's still.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. If it's a thing where she's coming to your life and you don't know nothing, you can't witness nothing. But when it's flying in your face and it's never gonna go, that's how I find that hard to deal with. All right,
do you know what? Now you said that. Now you're going down that road. Let's hit another nail on the head then. All right, what? So if your girl done a Kim Kardashian and there was just sex tapes, she weren't a stripper, she weren't like a showpiece, but there's sex tapes. What
that's worse than a stripper, bro.
Why you say it's worse?
Because you're some amateur dumb porn star. You didn't even get paid for it. I'm saying you didn't even get paid for it. You just made your pum go all over the world for free and got famous. No way. That's what I'll take the stripper over that.
We said it's too high profile. You can't escape that one there.
No way. No, how you meant to have kids with that, bro?
Hey, talk to Kanye, man.
You get me? How you meant to have kids with that? Man's gonna be like, yeah, but dad, didn't you see that before you married mum? What are you gonna say then? Your son's gonna look like you're a dickhead. I don't care if that's mum or not. You're a fool, excuse my French, boys. But nah. That's some nah.
I hate you though, still. I hate you. You know that. But like, Dad, what happened to Jesus works? Jesus never worked like that.
That's what I'm saying. Because no matter what they say, that question one day will come to them parents. Yeah. So, mum, they probably just Google these things these days. You know, when you get to 15, 16, man's going to be saying, I've seen your mum all over the internet.
You know what? I kind of agree with Muslims on this one. Like, you know what? If it got that desperate, if it was that bad, I go for a butters thing. Like, you know, them ones there where it's not even attractive. before I go for the
Yeah, but
stripper.
you're talking about Kanye West, bro. These guys can have any gal in the world.
I hear you still. It's a waste of time. It's a waste. It's a waste.
Any gal in the world. And you want these strippers?
It's a waste.
Mad guys. Mad guys. What about Beyonce, though?
Beyonce not a stripper though, so you can't even throw Beyonce in there. She ain't a showpiece. Well, she kind of a showpiece because she's still obviously an entertainer, but it's not the same thing, man. Like, I think the only thing that would worry me, you know, with these Hollywood
All right,
stars,
let's do that thing then, yeah. Would you snog, marry, or avoid Beyonce?
oh no,
That's I'm asking both of you this question over there.
It would be the first one.
Hey, I'm back.
What's kisser, yeah?
Yeah, it might
What?
just be it might be a quick thing.
Hey, what's all this kissing talk, man? What's going on, man?
I don't know.
No. We're
About
saying
that.
Beyonce. We're doing this that little tinkle. You're asking Beyonce, would you snog, marry, or avoid?
Oh no, I don't. I can't. No, I can't
I'll go for the first one as well.
No, but here's what I'm gonna say.
Jay-Z looks like he ain't got no man left in him no more, bro.
Nah, cuz, do you know what? We have to do this thing again. Nah, because that was backwards. Listen, smash, marry, avoid. We're not doing the snog.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
We don't do snog up, kiss up business.
Yeah, that's the one.
I think I'll pass.
I don't care. She's Beyonce. I don't care. She's Beyonce.
Nah, smash the head out.
I don't.
Lies.
I'll smash the hell out of her. No, but when you see Jay-Z, Jay-Z's got them real man problems.
Yeah.
You know, when you leave the yard, you're still under manners.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it. You think so?
Yeah. Obviously.
But you can see she's hard.
No, he's not under manners. He's not under manners with that girl, bro. He's got her under flipping some curse or something. You seen what? Hey, bro. Look at her properly you remember the elevator thing? Yeah?
Why you ever go bring that up, man? Leave her alone now.
Why was she sitting there like a zombie?
Sorry.
When the sister was kicking him up, yeah?
That's what I'm saying, Bob.
Why Beyonce standing there like a zombie?
That's a hard woman, Bob. Your woman stands there and watch your sister and watch your sister boxing up, and you're never gonna do nothing. Listen, they're the type of woman you cheat on them women there, Bob. They make your life hell.
Listen, just to get past this question, yeah, like just putting things in context. Obviously, if man was single, man will probably smash still. I don't think I'd marry her. Like, I don't think I'd avoid her. She's not ugly, but like, you got to look at it for where it is. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd really want all of that, man. There's a lot of attention that comes with all of that.
You know what it is, yeah. The things that I've seen people write about her and say about her, I don't want none of that. That's
what I'm saying, Bob. She sees hard work, man.
I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about all of them. All of them that have been in the game for longer than 10 years. I don't want that to do none of them.
Alicia Keys is my baby, Bob. I'd marry Alicia Keys tomorrow. Swiss peace. Lucky brother.
Like, I'm just gonna be real. I don't know none of them, innit? Like, this is theoretical. This is all theoretical. I think we're going way too deep. So I think we should just move on to the next question. Because that ain't never gonna happen, man. I don't even like Beyonce like that.
Man's got man choking up on the zoo, you know. Yeah. So what's next?
Would you smash the word or thinking Queen Latifah?
Oh, no, don't go there.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Next question.
Yo, what's Muslim writing? Yo, Moss, that's too much, bro. Like, what's going on over there?
Let me put somebody on the screen.
Oh, no, he's picking up that. Oh, no, look, that's what I'm saying. Can't see the comments. Yeah.
I might say, girls,
look up to everyone in the chat right now. We're having a little freestyle. You know, today we just started the show. Like, I just wanted to get a little something off my chest about Comet Atlas and whatnot. And then we have a little freestyle today because we wasn't really supposed to have a show today. You know, SHIFFA, your show's on Thursday, right? Bro.
Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah, so you know, we just thought we'd do a little freestyle after the little, you know, thing that to talk about. So, anyone want to jump on? And if there's anyone want to jump on and talk about something and bring something up, jump on, have your lane. No?
Yeah. I've got something I want to bring up.
What's that?
Sorry, bro.
No, you're good. I wanted to bring something up anyway, so
yeah, man, go for it.
Like it was just it's something that it's kind of personal, to be fair. It's personal, but it's not personal, it's interpersonal as well, because it affects everyone, isn't it? Like as far as our community, yeah, and you know, setting more positive examples and having more positive role models, yeah. What would you say is the main thing that is stopping us from achieving that and having a more positive image in the media? Because like when you look at that, the reason I ask you, like, you see that when we saw the protest the other day, and we was talking about the protests, and you know, you got the Black Lives Matter protesters, and you know, you got these other protesters come out to attack them. They're not even there on no kind of war, politics, nothing like that. They're just there protesting, you know, to make a stand for Black Lives Matter. And it's like they're the ones getting in trouble now. So do you think maybe the image might be changing a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. It has to, though, isn't it? When you got the whole world screaming the same thing, it's got to. Do you see what I mean?
But how do we further?
But that doesn't mean they're going to make a change for us, though.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? We've still got to do that ourselves, I believe. Do you see what I mean? But for it to be put in the public with the media and stuff, I think it all depends on who represents us when it comes to this media thing.
But when you say, like, because this is why I asked the question,
That's
like,
true.
What kind of changes do you think need to happen for it to have a bigger impact than what's been had already?
Probably not to worry about it so much. I'm just being honest.
Why'd you say that?
That makes sense.
Because we just got bigger things to worry about, I believe, than what's in the media. Because the media is always going to be the media. That's their job. That's how they make money. They're never gonna. One day they're gonna agree with us. The next day they're gonna disagree with us. You see what I mean? They're only agreeing with us now because you got too much people outside of the media talking about it. So the media's got to be more positive when they're talking about it, when it comes towards us. You see what I mean? But I think if we keep saying, "Oh, we want more stuff in the media and this and that," we're worried about the wrong thing in a way.
Not
you know what I mean? Because
not necessarily more stuff in the media, just in the sense of, like, because obviously on the previous show it was discussed about, you know, obviously these things that the protests are taking place, but you know, people are still losing their lives at the same time, you know, and then it's like as much as something positive's happened, there's still always this kind of dark cloud, you know, surrounding the positive. Do you know, like that?
Yeah.
So I don't. Like,
but even that you say people's dying, it's like any black person who's got a child from probably could be as young as 14 now, up to the age of 22. When that child leaves their house, they're not worrying about the racist guys. When it comes to their child being harmed, they're worrying about our own community harming their kids. Yeah, not these racist guys. None of us are telling our kids when they leave the house to worry about any of these racist people these days. It's all about being careful, watch where you go, because of this post-Cold War. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I think we need to concentrate on more. Yeah, because the media's always gonna portray that as the worst thing ever. Do you see what I'm saying? When it comes to the black community, the amount of killings that happen, and it is bad. We can't deny that. Keep worrying about the racist people and the way they look at us for this and the way they look at us is not helping us. Yeah, I was gonna say we just got to.
Yeah. I was gonna say I like the way you're so optimistic, and I think that is definitely a key. Like, who was it that said it the other day? It was Fire. He said, you know, he feels like he's got inner peace. You know, I think now these things are definitely are key. That's why I'm asking the question, because I want to get your perspective as much.
Yeah, and that all leads down to Rastafarism, you know, because he relates to that a lot. Fireman, do you see what I mean? Because that's one thing with Rastas. Like I said, when you go in the hills and you chill with the real Rastas, that's one of the main things I shouldn't have missed with them. Like they're in touch with inner peace on a different level to us. Do you see what I'm saying? And like he said, if we could all probably find that, it would probably be a better place. But inner peace that's a massive thing when you try to put it together in solving problems in the community.
Yeah.
Because it's like we were talking about the different feuds of these on the streets. All that relates back to inner peace.
Yeah.
You're asking someone to find the inner peace to forgive that person.
I like what Muslim said as well, because what did he say? He said, I believe our biggest barrier is our need to want more than we've already got. We should sit back and take in the things we take for granted. And I think that, I'll be honest, like I don't know what he directly means by that, but what I'm kind of taking from it then, because he's not here to speak for himself, is that in a sense of how can I explain this now? Like, it's like, for instance, all of these kids that want to be rappers and want to be film stars or whatever, you know, they want to be models. They just want to be looked at, you know, like that. And that's what's important to them, you know, so they get sucked in.
It's funny you say that, because it's like they're not even thinking about the money at first. They're just thinking about, it's like people think about the likes first now before the money, bro.
Yeah. But most importantly, they get sucked into a certain lifestyle and forget where they came from, forget what they was even about. And then if you talk to them into a certain regard and, you know, explain that to them, they're going to say, but that's not what I'm about. This is what I'm about. But hold on, you come from somewhere, unless you don't come from nowhere. You feel where I'm coming from? Because like you said, a lot of that stuff we was talking about just now with the inner peace and, you know, how, you know, you being so positive can actually have a positive influence on the whole outlook anyway. Yeah. Like, that's because you come from somewhere, you know, these things, you learn that from somewhere, and there's a way of life that you come from. But now it's like we've drifted so far from our way of life, we've become something else, and we think that that's us, and that's confusing.
At the same time, it's got worse on the streets, though, Shiff. This is what you got to understand as well. You see what I'm saying? Like, social media changed the whole street game as well.
Yeah.
Because I used to think, I personally myself, I don't like this drill music, some of it. I can't stand it. But it's only when I sat down with my son and he was explaining to me like some of this lingo in it. Some of these youth should be banned from what they're chatting about, in my case. Because when you see these people saying that they're glamorizing this, they're glamorizing that, they bloody are, bro. Man are talking about smoke. When man saying, if man says I smoke spliff and shift and a spliff, that means a man killed you. My son showed me a song the other day where the guy said about 7 names, one after another. And I'm saying, so what? They hurt or they've killed that amount of guys. And this is how they celebrate.
It's a mad thing.
You know what I mean? This is our community, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got people that will turn around and say, oh, parents need to get tougher, parents need to get tougher. Could you imagine if you're a single mum with some of these boys to handle?
Yeah.
Yo, fire, man.
You got fire.
You see what I'm saying? Could you imagine if you're a single mum with some of these youths? You got to handle some of these youths.
Yeah.
These youths don't respect their mum. But if they don't respect their mum, they don't respect no one. And that's what we got to kind of try to help, because the future has got to be the goal for us.
But then
you see what I'm saying? I was sitting down and worrying about what happened 20 years ago, because even the other day I was sitting there, right, and I'm saying, all right, what happened to Jules Floyd is terrible, yeah? But, bruv, they've only convicted one guy for Stephen Lawrence, or 2 guys. Why are we not still making up a noise for that?
Yo.
You see what I'm saying? And this is on our side of the water.
Yo, Session, before you move on, sir, Fire. Let Fire have a... I think you wanted to say something.
All right. Yeah. Just wanted to say good evening.
Good evening,
my
brother.
brother.
Good evening.
Hold on.
This are the article done. Come to speak to the nation. He's in Mr. Session. Panera done. Hold tight, SHIFFA done.
Jeez.
And they want more slide. Yo, TM1, what you doing in the comments, man? Come in. You get me? You see TM1, yeah?
Forward.
See that one, TM1, yeah? He needs to come into this kid, you understand?
It's true. I like that comment.
Speaking of the comments.
Is that Mr. Montana?
TM1. TM1,
Mr. Montana?
Yeah? TM1,
is that
come in.
Montana?
Big up for that fire.
All right, do you know what?
Keep them, man.
Before you
Tell
move
them.
on, yeah. Before
Show
you
me
move on,
some.
just
Yeah,
touching
yeah,
on his
yeah.
comment as well, Car. He said we used to talk crud too. So in just in all fairness, then, yeah, because he said that, yeah, is it fair to say then, Sessions, yeah, you know, maybe a better approach might be not to just ban them, but to start educating them and make them understand Wagwan, because they don't really understand.
Yeah, definitely. Because when I say ban them, yeah, I'm not saying ban all of them. If you ever say I said ban some of them, because I look at it like if I was in the studio, like for instance, me and Jay Fireman, we went to Jamaica, and his nephew was there. And how old was your nephew at the time? I think his nephew must have been about 17 at the time, and he raps. Yeah. And he's good. His delivery was good. He had the voice, he had everything going on. But the lyrics, us as big men had to say to him, no, you can't be in front of us shouting. Like, change it up. We talking all this madness. That's all it takes, bruv. Do you see what I'm saying? Because if this you has got talent and you're seeing the talent in him, why are you making him wasting time saying something that could make him walk out his front door and get killed for? Do you see what I'm saying?
But this is the whole point in that that's what's popularized. So they got to make their money somewhere. So you see me, my person, like I have my own personal issue with it. Like I don't even care that there's music like that, because I think you have to have all different music for all different audiences. So there's going to be music like that. What annoys me is when like the person rapping, like you said, it's your nephew, innit? You know them, innit? So you know what he's talking ain't, that's not you. What are you talking about? You don't come from that. You come from somewhere. Where you going talking like that? What are you trying to represent? You know, they don't even understand the struggle like that. They think that, you know, it's just about being popular. They forgot about representing their household. They forgot about how you're making your own, you're downgrading your, don't get me wrong, like maybe financially, if it works out for you, you're upgrading financially, but, you know, morality.
You know what though, Shib? I hear you, yeah, but you know what? I think enough of them do know their principles, you know.
Of course,
like,
but
enough of them that's bad have got principles still. They're just kind of leading that way.
All right, but
they're just kind of running with that lie.
But then is that in question? For instance, now, yeah, I'll give you an example. So let's say, for instance, you are a Muslim there, or you're a devout Jehovah's Witness, or, you know, Jewish person, whatever. You're not supposed to be promoting certain things, innit? Yeah. So obviously, if you on the flip side have said, you know what, this is financially viable, this is what makes money in that industry, okay. But then, you know, are you going against the very principles of what you base your life on to do it? Do you feel what I'm trying to say? So it's like, what kind of integrity do you hold to have to go that far? You know, there's a point where, like, for instance, now, yeah, because I hear a lot of talk here about like in the music industry, people selling their soul and all of this kind of stuff. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna like downgrade anyone's conversation and say that people don't know what they're talking about. But what I'm gonna say is this, you know, is that not a similar thing? Is that not a similar thing? Like, in the sense of, like, if you really believe, if you're really against something, let's just say, for instance, you know, when they do all these campaigns for gun crime and, you know, put the gun down and all of these things, stop the knife crime. Yeah. And you was there, but then in your song, you're talking about knife crime. Yeah. Same way when we're talking about Black Lives Matter, you know, you was there for the Black Lives Matter march, and you're saying that the boy them shouldn't have killed George Floyd, but then, you know, you got how many bodies on your hand? That don't make sense. You know, and you're promoting that type of atmosphere among your own people, but, you know, that police, but you're just as bad as a police officer. Do you know, like that? But it's not seen like that. So it's like, it's about integrity, you know. And I think, in my personal opinion, I think that's where a lot of dark-skinned people, it falls apart for us. Like, even when you look at, like, I'm not even just talking about like just the drill music, even going into like some of the bashment music, some of the you can go to the old school hip hop music, like Montana said. Do you feel where I'm coming from? And it's still there.
Yeah. But the thing is, they're articulate with it. I just don't think some of these young drill artists, it's just your role just in your music, and I just don't agree with it.
I hear you, but then
because
go on.
If we want to stop these youths from killing, we've got to kind of control what they're doing when it comes to the music as well. Because that's a massive influence. That's one of the biggest things what pees these youths off. You know what I mean? The man gets one of the youths smack up a youth and they're straight on the social medias or they're straight in the studio.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? But trust me, enough of these youths have got principles, brother. It just happens to be sometimes where you live, you got to do what you got to do. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's wrong. But sometimes it just happens to fall that way.
Yeah, but where's the principles in that? Because, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's a double standard. That don't even make sense.
No, because now you're saying because you're on road, you can't have principles.
I'm not saying you can't have principles. I'm saying if you got principles, you got to live by them. It don't matter if you're on road or not. Do you see where I'm coming from?
No, but you could be on the road to make money, and you could look at like your job. It doesn't mean you've got principles just because you're making your money or you're living your life a different way.
Exactly,
that's your world. That's what I'm saying. But
so you could be on the road.
Got principles.
All right, but here what I'm going to say to you. The same way, yeah, we said earlier on, yeah, I'm going to quote you, me, and Panera now, yeah. We said this earlier on. You asked the question. You said, would you date a stripper? I said, huh? Date? What do you mean by date? You said, like, your girlfriend now. Can't happen. Do you understand? Principle, yeah? It don't matter how much money you put into the mix.
That's completely different from a stripper to the youth using his life, though, bro.
No, but when you let me just land with this statement, yeah, because at the end of the day, if you put it in perspective now, yeah, like a man saying, do you know what, realistically, I'm not about something, but I'll act like I'm about it just for the sake of money.
Yeah, I know, but if I was comparing the two like that, I would say, would you want your girl to be a stripper? No. Would you want your son to be involved in this gang thing? No.
Exactly.
What I mean, that's a comparison with that. I wouldn't say it the way you said it.
I get you, but if you're like, for instance, yeah, you could still be on road and still have principles in it. So a man could be on road and he's still going to say
that. Be a stripper, you still have principles.
No, but here I'm going to say
because you got to survive.
All right, but for instance, a man who's on road right now could say, do you know what? Exactly what we said. Nah, I'm never dating no stripper. I'm not about that. I'm not having no showpiece, and still have that principle. But for certain other men, they ain't got those principles.
Let me ask you this, Peter. Yeah.
Yeah.
You said like because they had to survive, innit?
Yeah. Do you understand?
So if you had to survive, would you be a stripper too?
Do you understand? Come on, man. It's principle. It's principle, guys. You can't.
When it comes to stripping with these guys, that's like a gal's hustle, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what she choose to make money. That's like me saying like, why would you go and get weed and sell weed? If that's what she chooses to make money, that's her way. If you want to go sell your pum pum to make money, you go and sell your. That's nothing to do with me. How you do? If you got to survive, you got to survive, bro. It's like the other day, someone was talking about a funeral, yeah, and they're dissing the family because the family's got a GoFundMe. And I'm saying like, how can you diss the family for having a GoFundMe if they got no other way of paying for the funeral? What are they meant to do?
You know what though, Sesh? No, I don't mean to cut you, yeah. You see, when it comes to things like that now, yeah, like all right, it might be a serious financial hardship because someone died and there was no one to pay for the funeral. You know, obviously there's still ways of getting around things and doing things to, you know,
yeah, like about
I wouldn't personally do it. I wouldn't personally do it, but you never know, bro. That's my whole point. Like if you choose to do that tomorrow.
Yeah, but here what I'm going to say to you. When you raise a child with principles, innit? So when you send your daughter out of the house, you know, she was fed, she was clothed, she had X, Y, and Z in her pocket to get from A to B, and she could eat food and is comfortable. She don't need to ask no one for nothing, innit? So what the hell is she doing stripping? Do you know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, you could say, well, but not everyone's in that financial climate. Okay, cool. But then I'm going to say to you this is where the whole argument falls apart for me, you know, especially if you live in Britain. Yeah, maybe in America, I'd have to relinquish this argument. But if you live in Britain, let me explain something to you. You can sign on for one. You don't need to do no stripping.
Right, usually, let me say something here from that. This is going to turn into the market ship debate, yeah? Yeah? It's going to turn into the market ship debate for about 10 minutes now, yeah? Because it's different. See, you're coming at a different angle, bro. Earlier on,
see it?
Yeah, we said, would you date a stripper?
Let me read this out. Shit. Let me read it. Go on. What was that? A dog?
We said, would you date a stripper? Yeah. And all of us said no. But now you're talking about a particular stripper choosing her hustle. You can't knock on someone for how they make money, bro. That doesn't mean because she's a stripper, she hasn't got principles. It
No,
doesn't
but
mean
you
because
say-
you're on the road and you're selling crack, you haven't got principles.
No,
It
she
doesn't
got
mean because you're walking down
principles.
the road with a knife in your pocket, you haven't got principles.
She got principles, but me and her just ain't got the same principles. Her and my daughter ain't got the same principles, innit?
You can't say that though, bro. How can you say that?
Big up Billy.
You can't. Listen. Sometimes but on the reality thing though, yeah, you gotta know someone's story. It's like if you see a homeless person on the street,
Billy came with
you
the
can't always
eyes,
look
bro.
at a homeless person.
No, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, the sessions, man. I hear what you're saying, but Jesus, man, if my cousin or my sister was doing that shit, I'd be like, no, don't fucking do that shit. I'll go down the club, I'll heat up the guy and say, bro, if you let her in this club, bro, it's war, bro. So I don't know, bro. It depends. If it's someone's close to you, it's different, isn't it, bro?
All right,
But if someone's outside.
Look at what Black Lives Matter said. I think that's a good one, yeah. Like, so a man says to a man, yeah, man's gonna pay to beat a thing, and says you can have a go in it. And then a man says, nah, I'm not paying in it, yeah. Like for instance, you know, these youths that's out on the road talking badness, you know, when they go home to their mum, they ain't promoting badness. When they're in their family house, they're not. That's not who they
the
were,
man's
innit?
paying what?
Yeah, but why?
What
Why are they not doing that then?
No, but hear what I'm trying to say.
But answer my question. Why are they not doing that when they're in their house?
Because when they come out,
because they got principles, bro.
All right, so they got principles when they're in the house, but when you come out of the house,
No, but bro,
they got the window.
This is what I'm trying to say to you. The principles just doesn't start when they walk through the front door, bro. They've got principles. It just so happens to be their life is just a little bit different to yours, how they choose to live it. This is what I'm saying.
No,
all
they
of
have
us has got
principles.
friends. All of us growing up has got friends that's probably a bit loopy, whatever. But you wouldn't always say that person was a bad person.
Yeah, but if I hear the point that Black Lives Matter is making, yeah. If you said to a man, pay for some pom pom today now, yeah, and he said, nah, I'd never do something like that. That's disgusting. You don't even ask me something like that. Then you showed him one Chris Gal, and he was like, what, man can pay for that? You're gonna think, hold on, where's your principles gone? You switched up fast, didn't it? And that's what I mean in the sense of, obviously, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the stripper ain't got principles. I would never say that. Everyone's got their own principles that they live by, but there's certain levels that I can go to, and that's my.
But that's what I'm saying. But don't you think that's like judging as well?
Not
that's
really.
Like walking in, that's like walking in the room and you got 3 white people that don't like black person and they're walking in straight away. They judge you for being black.
No, that's not fair to say that. That's not. Do you know why that's not fair to say that?
No, because listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If us went to Amsterdam tomorrow, right? Sometimes this is what I'm saying. I'm just looking at life on the real side of it. If we choose to go to Amsterdam tomorrow, I don't pay for pum pum, bro. But if you say you're gonna go and pay for pum pum, that's your thing, innit? Go and do your thing, bro.
No, but
why am I gonna be looking at you thinking about that? You ain't got no principle. You just want to go and pay for pum pum. Go and get your pum pum, bro.
Because you misinterpreted what I said. You misinterpreted what I've said. It's not about me thinking whether you.
No, but I'm saying what the Black Lives Matter said. Like he's saying, like he look at the guy like he ain't got no principles. I'm just saying, go and get your pum pum. The girls in the window selling their pum pum, go and get in there. She wants this.
No, but cuz
it's not my thing, but it's your thing. No, but it doesn't mean he's got less principles than me, bro. That just means that's his thing.
Yeah, but cuz what you're saying makes sense. Yeah, I'm not denying what you're saying makes sense. What I'm saying is though, if a man's going against his own word, then he's going against his principle. That's got nothing to do with what anyone's saying or anyone's opinion.
No, but bruv, that's just a man that's just stupid, though, isn't it? Because he just said one thing, you're gonna do another.
That's the point I'm making, fam. So certain man are secret lemonade drinkers, innit? They're bad man and that.
So you're saying,
I don't know.
So SHIFFA, you're saying, yeah, if we go to Amsterdam and I say to you, I'm not paying for no pum pum, yeah, then I get there and I pay for pum pum. That devalues my principles.
It don't. Whoa, you're going against what you said. It's not that devalues me or anyone else. Well, only you could really know that. I don't because it's individual to the person.
It though, bro. So I just want to know.
No, I'm not saying it like that.
You can't tell me.
No, I'm saying no.
I'm asking a simple question. I'm saying if we go to Amsterdam tomorrow and I'm saying all week I'm not paying for it, then I'll get there. Does that mean that I've lost my principle? In your eyes, because there's nothing wrong with you saying. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, the way you've asked the question, it's loaded. So I'm gonna answer the question like this: the fact of the matter still remains. If it was me in that situation, then I would feel like I'm going against my own principles,
And I don't take back talk in it. So that's just my personality. But everyone's different. So one man might say something and then they can't stick to it because you know what?
But we weren't talking. But Black Lives Matter weren't talking about you. He was talking about you, the guy who was saying he weren't paying for the pom pom.
Yeah, it's a theoretical guy though. It's theoretical. I'll put the comment back up if you want to read it. But he was talking theoretically. You know, if a man was to say something,
that's what I'm
like
saying.
that,
That's all I was saying. Is like if you want to go and get pom pom, innit?
Of course, but this is a theoretical guy. It don't really exist. But I'm just saying, if I was personally in that position, then I'd feel like I'd gone back on what I said. And
but do you see what? Do you know what?
Let me finish. Let me just finish. 1 second. Cool. One of my principles here is that I try to be a man of my word. If I go back on my word, like I might even try to hide it if I had to. Do you know like that? Because I'm not trying to go back on my word. But I don't go back on my word like that.
Do you know my whole point now, yeah? We was talking about kids being killed.
Yeah. So when these men are talking Black Lives Matter, all right.
Then
so when
the whole thing round from the kids being killed,
that's right,
to comparing that with strippers, bro.
That's right, because when these men are talking Black Lives Matter and then they're still on road killing killing other faces that look like themselves, that's a double standard. It don't make sense. So
hey, Matic,
you know,
what you want to say?
I think there's definitely an issue there with the youth.
Because session, yeah.
Listen, I'm going on mute. Listen,
yeah, session, yeah. Because the other day, yeah. All right. So you don't like I understand about the drill thing, yeah, and what they talk about, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, 6ix9ine now, yeah. All right, 6ix9ine. That whole 6ix9ine situation, and now you're saying that Akon making a tune with him, he's a sellout for doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if Akon made a tune with one of these drill rappers, would he still be a sellout for doing that?
Of course not, because he'd be doing exactly what me and you was talking about the other day. What I was saying, bruv. There's a lot more youths out there that could benefit more, whether they're a drill rapper or they're a gospel rapper, that will benefit more from Akon using them than that stupid little snitch. So don't ever come to me with that snitch talk. Hold on, because it's not gonna work with me, mate.
Hold on. So if you post a drill rapper, yeah, or you that's talking badness, yeah, doesn't that make you a sellout as well?
No, but listen, it all depends on how they use the drill artist for the track. Because these dudes can be versatile. Just because he's a drill artist, it don't mean he's going to go in the studio and rap.
No, but what I'm talking about, I get what you're saying, yeah, about Akon, yeah, but it's like, it's one rule here and another rule there, yeah. Now, Akon.
What is that? What's that? What's this connected to first, but before we go any further, I feel like you're going a bit too far ahead for me. But what are you going on about?
I'm talking about where you're speaking about what the youths are talking about in the drill. Yeah, that they're talking about only.
Yeah, but then you come and bring 6ix9ine, a little snitch into it. Bro. What are you talking about?
People are promoting.
If we're talking about the youths being killed in the street today, why would you come and tell me anything about 6ix9ine? It doesn't make sense.
Because what I'm saying is, you're taking up for the fact, yeah, where he's snitched, yeah, and I'm saying that what has that really got to do with us? Who cares?
Bro,
who cares?
If Akon was gonna make any song with that youth, yeah, he should have used his song "I'm Lonely." That's what he should have used, not "Locked Up," bruv. Because the youth was not locked up. He locked up and left man locked up, bruv. You get me? How you gonna go to the song when the guy's talking about when Akon made that song? Was he talking about being in jail for a snitch? He made that song because a snitch put him in there, probably. So why are you gonna come and make a song with a snitch about talking about I'm locked up? They won't let me out. You're out, bruv. What are you talking about? That doesn't make no sense what you're talking about.
He hasn't made the song yet. There's nothing to say that that's what the song's going to be. It's not going to be a remix of Locked Up. It's going to be It's going to be Locked Up, but it's going to be talking about it from his experience and what he's done.
Exactly. What's his experience and what he done? Why the hell would you want to hear a guy's experience about ratting on people, snitching on people, putting people in jail? Who wants to hear that? Do you want to hear that?
There is a demand for it, innit? Because people are buying up his thing.
Bro, that's got nothing to do with my opinion, you know.
But what I'm saying is, yeah, you're not happy with Akon for making a song with him, yeah?
No, I'm not.
But all right, but if we took the same stance here and said, you know what, we're not going to promote. I'm not going to promote no. Like
no, it's fine, man. You can't have all that in the background, but that's a matter. She needs to go somewhere quiet, bro. Hey, about you, man. On the real though, how the hell is this guy coming back talking 6ix9ine? Is everyone on mute here?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I'm so glad. Yes, my brother. What on?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, Tanner. What's happening?
Yes, evening. Blessings. Family them. Hey.
Yes, Tanner. I take you heard this 6ix9ine chat going on, yeah?
Yeah, I just kind of caught a piece of that bit there. Panera, Wagwan, SP, and Fireman, SHIFFA.
I was upstairs, so I got the earpiece in. I hear Tanner jump on. I said, "Rah!" Finally.
No, but me this boy needs to finish the figure now. Where's he going?
I know what Jeff's talking about. Jeff talking, you know, Fireman. I know what Fireman. I know what he's on about. He's talking about. He's talking morals and principles. That's what he's talking about. He's saying basically morals and principles. Yeah, like. If we're gonna take what he's explaining is that if you're gonna take the moral stance and say, "Rah, we're not backing no snitch. He's a snitch." There, boom, boom, yeah. So, don't you take a same moral stance on man them that are talking badness and talking killing and that? That's what he's saying.
I hear
That's what he's trying to put across. You understand?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So it's like morals and principles. So if you're gonna take that stance, would you take the same stance there as well? Then? Would you go would you go against him if he's saying he's making a song with a drill artist? Yeah. What? That's what he's saying. That's what he's trying to put across.
Bruv, there's no point in even bringing 6ix9ine in this conversation. Seriously, like that just makes no sense. Man. You see what I'm saying?
No,
because what I'm saying to him is, my thing was,
Well, it does, because what I'm saying is, it's kind of like, right, because this brings it back to like the whole community thing and all this, and like you see, what one of the problems is with the community as well, is people don't want to speak up against the badness. You see what I'm saying? And ban out the badness.
You're going to a different place now, though, bro. You're going to a different place, bro. What are you talking about?
No, what are you going
to be talking about 6ix9ine and the black community for? That doesn't make sense.
No, all it is with Fireman, Fireman goes at things from a different angle. So what?
The angle doesn't make sense, bro. Because we're talking about the black community, and now you're talking about 6ix9ine and the black community, bro. It's not the black community; it's the music world that is against this thing. It's got nothing to do. It's whites, it's black, it's Chinese, it's fans, music people. It's got nothing to do with race. Are you gonna tell me about our community when it comes to 6ix9ine, bro? Nah, you can't come at them angle, bro. That's a madness.
You know what? You need to listen. Listen. You're not listening.
I know what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying as well. All right, check this out. For example, For example, let me try and give a comparison. All right, it's simple, innit? It's simple. Like, all right, man will say, I know what you're saying. But I don't know that I rate 6ix9ine or not. I mean, I deal with them people. I'm a big man. But boom. Flipping Y&W Melly, innit? Man, listen to his tune. Man will beat his tune in the car and turn it up loud and be dancing and singing along and all that kind of stuff, knowing that my man's a murderer. Murder, innit? Kill his friend, kill his brethren, them. Yeah. Right? So, but man will still beat his tune, beat it, and say, yo, this is heavy. You get me? And I got murder, I'm a man. Yeah, knowing. But boom. Man wouldn't listen to no Babylon who made no tune saying I killed the. Like we said, it's the same thing. A policeman's killed a thingy and we're in uproar, but yet we'll still listen to things like YNW Melly. You get me? That's what he's explaining, which is black man killing black man. You understand? Yeah. I think that's where Jeffrey's coming from.
Yeah. So where's the principle? Where's the principles there? That's exactly what I'm saying. Listen. You're
coming at me, brother, for my own opinion. I'm not talking about the rest. I'm talking about me, myself, and I. I'm not talking about these other people or these. I'm talking about myself. I think Apicon personally is a sellout. That's just my opinion. I said to you the other day, if these people don't have opinions, don't be a celebrity then. It's simple as. But we can't be talking about Black Lives Matter and then all of a sudden 6ix9ine comes into that as well. Because it's got nothing to do with being black.
I'm not talking about Black Lives Matter.
Well, I reckon half of
that. You said community. You said community. The community. Yeah, I'm talking about
the community. It's got nothing to do with the community.
It's like if the community bun out the bad man and bun out the badness the same way as they bun out the snitches, maybe we'll start getting somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because I reckon half of BLM supporters, same thing, boy. Put on a YNW Melly, so them all start skank up, boy. Yo, you get me? You get me for the yeah. Put on them tune there, and half of BLM supporters start dancing and wind up themselves, boy. Yo. I forget about Black Lives Matters when they start listening to their music there, you get me? It's just in us, it's in it. Yeah, that's what you got to try and get to the bottom of, I suppose. You understand?
You know what? Yeah,
it's like sometimes it's about the music, yeah? But then, because don't get me wrong, like the whole 6ix9ine thing, that goes against everything that I'm watching, innit? But I'm saying, yeah, I am a hypocrite in that because I won't play his music because what he's saying goes against what I believe. You understand? But then again, there's other music that I still listen to that I bump, yeah, right, where people are talking crud and talking certain things that I'm just like, nah, that's foolishness. But I'll still play it. You understand? Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not looking at everybody and saying, no, you're wrong for doing that. You're wrong for doing this. But sometimes you have to look at yourself and say, rah, there's a lot of rap music and hip hop that I can listen to more, which more relates to the kind of where my head's at. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know what's like really important about this conversation as well, because where it can go to, because it's like, you see music, yeah, it's so powerful, isn't it? Like, everyone listens to music, yeah. And see, we're talking about the gangster type music and how it affects people, you know what I mean? And people still listen to it regardless of what age you are. Regardless if you're working in the office, people still bang gangster music, you know what I mean? So I feel that if everyone right now, after what everyone went through with this death and that, yeah, all the rappers, yeah, what difference do you think it would make if all the rappers started making conscious music?
No.
Well, if everyone today, they could change the whole world, bro. If everyone today, all the rappers, yeah, and the reason why you haven't heard from some of them rappers because they're paid by the same guys that put on this shit. That's why they haven't had a voice. They can't have a voice. They're not allowed to. If all the rappers, yeah, just decided we're all gonna make conscious music from tomorrow, you don't think that can change the whole minds of the youths and everything?
Shall I tell you what it is, yeah? Shall I tell you what it is for me, yeah? It's not about, it's just more about talking about things that, because put it this way, if you're going through a madness, yeah, right, and you're in beef and you're going through madness and you live that life and yeah, then that's one thing. Like, all you got to do when you get on the mic, you can't be, you're just reporting your life. You understand? Yeah. But even
which is
when
actually
I'm saying about
which is actually retarded when you think about it.
When I talk about the badness, yeah, right. I'm talking about I'm not necessarily talking about a man defending himself or a man being in beef, because you understand. I'm talking more about certain people who live a lifestyle where, say, you'll run up in a man's yard and you'll like thump over his mother and lick over. You understand what I'm saying? And not feel no way about it, yeah. But then you go out and make a song, and people will know that about your life, but they won't necessarily judge you and say, you know what, I'm not bumping his music because he ran up in the yard and he licked over the mother and like, but they'll still bump his music. But when it comes to, say, 6ix9ine, yeah, again, what he's done with the snitching thing goes against principles, yeah. But let's just say he was to make a tune about let's say he was to make a gal tune, yeah, and the tune was good, the tune was bumping, you understand, and it sounds good to you. You're not gonna bump it because of those principles that he's messed up within his personal life. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, but
one rule there and another rule there.
Yeah. No, that depends on the individual, bro. That depends on the individual, because I'm like that. I don't. When I hear funny lyrics, like when I heard Eminem come out, everyone would like him. But then when I heard certain come out with certain lyrics, I was like, "What's this guy talking about, bro?" And I just stopped listening to him because I'm not from that world. You understand what I'm saying? So you know what? Like you saying as well, you get certain men that like gangster music. It all depends on the individual, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like licking over a man's mum. If I heard a man say that in a tune, I licked over a man's mum, I'm not down with that. That's foolish.
No, he's all right. He's not. Let's just say he's not necessarily said it in the tune, yeah. But you know this about his life. You know that he's done bare crud where, like, he's just done bare crud in his life where it goes against certain principles and values that what we think. You understand? Yeah. But we're happy to say, you know what, that's his personal life, but still listen to his song. You understand? And what I'm saying is, say 6ix9ine now, all right, he's a snitch, but if he was to make a tune like about a gal, and the tune was good, the tune was bumping, like you was like, you know what, that's a good tune. Yeah, you would not put aside his personal life. Yeah, you would hold that snitching thing against him, but you wouldn't hold
that. That depends on the individual, because I don't listen to 6ix9ine, period, bro. So that depends on the individual, bro. There's some guys that wouldn't listen to him, and there's some guys that are not going to listen to him.
No, that's what you got to realize. With 6ix9ine, yeah, I said this a few weeks ago to Fireman, yeah. When it comes to him snitching on man and all that side of it there, I don't give a damn about all that, because them youths are kind of to blame for that, for thinking that this youth was who he was, knowing who he was. But to see him do what he done and come out and try to glorify it in the way he's glorifying it, nah, brother, that's a madness. That's a madness.
When I saw the footage of him in the back of the car that time when they took his chain, I knew he was gonna snitch. I just knew from there.
Listen, you know what I mean? You see the thing, the judge is telling the youth, listen, yo, calm down. When have you heard the judge tell a man you're snitching too much? You're snitching too much. Yeah. Normal people, like we saw about Cardi B, Jim Jones is sitting in his yard and his youth is dragging it into madness. And then you want to do what you've done. Instead of coming out and just being Mr. Humble, you want to come out and glorify snitching. Listen, I've got a young kid growing up, bro. I don't want no influences from no people like that in his life, bro. If you want to be a snitch, be a snitch. Don't try to glorify it. No way, bro.
Yeah, but
top of
people glorify our
culture to glorify it.
But that's what I mean. But people glorify badness. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And if he was to glorify the badness, hold on, he's been glorifying badness and saying all this like, nigga, and promoting all that, all right.
Yeah, but these other people ain't got 23 million people followers there. This youth's got a lot of following for his fullness is what he's promoting, bro. This is what you got to understand. And half of them followers are young youths.
Maybe that's the whole point of him being there. Maybe it's a placement by the government to make people think that it's cool to snitch. More people can do the government.
Well, bruv, that's what it's turned into, and I don't like that. That's a madness. That's a madness. What are you saying? If you want to be a rapper and you're not black, go around a couple bad boys, get them all in trouble, send them to jail, and then live your life happily after. Yeah, that's a joke, bruv. That's a joke. And then you're telling me I'm wrong for calling Akon a seller. In a time like this year, that's when you should be thinking more who you're doing your thing with, bro. And if you weren't all about money, you wouldn't be doing your thing with that, brother. That's what he looks like. He looks like.
What are you saying? He shouldn't have went to jail as well.
You know what I'm saying? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Go on, say that again.
Are you saying it? Are you saying that my man should have went to jail as well, Session?
100%. 100%. Because with him, they've got evidence of him putting out 2 of the hits on camera. Coming out of his own mouth. Do you see what I'm saying? So he should be in jail. And this is what I'm saying. All that side of it, though, that's their politics. My thing was when you come out, and now you're trying to glorify what you've done.
You know what makes it worse, the Session, yeah? Not only did he put on hits, he's a man with money that's able to put on hits, and they still released him, and he's got mills.
2 of the fellas in jail. Listen to this. He's in the world. He's trying to tell the world he was looking 50, 60 plus years, whatever. How the hell was you looking 50 plus years if 7 of them got like 40 years between them?
Well, he snitched from
How does that even make sense? How was you looking at that time if they only got that with 4 man, 6 man? You can't come out and glorify that and then want someone like me with just my opinion to no, that's wrong, bro. And that's got nothing to do with street code or nothing like that. That's just wrong what you've done. You destroyed families, you come and took the piss out of our culture, and now look what you're doing. You're making songs called trolls.
But then your sessions, like, I'll be honest with you, the reason why I even started going down this road is because, is it not relevant to say that we're always being made an example of, but we're not setting an example of ourselves enough?
Yeah, definitely. Because as much as them brothers used him, he used them. You see what I mean? But it just backfired worse for them. You got to understand with 6ix9ine when you're talking about this community thing and this and that, he pissed all over our community the day he done that and come out and trolled us. His new song is called Trolls. Everyone is talking about that song is from our same community.
So how did he piss over our community by doing that? I don't get that one.
Because where does that come from?
Huh?
Where did that come from? Where it come from a white person, bro? That's our music. That's what you got to understand. I don't get when people say stuff like this. If I say something like that,
hold on. So are you saying that he pissed over our community for snitching?
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Okay, no,
the way he's come into the music scene, using our people to get into the music scene how he did. Yeah. You just come and pissed all over us again, bro. Like,
he wouldn't even
none of these fans are black.
He wouldn't have been where he was. Bro, look at his first video. Look at his first video. He wouldn't even be where he would. He had bare man behind him. His first video.
No matter what you said, he used our culture to get where he was.
Yeah. The whole blood movement. That's a black culture. That's a black thing, right? The whole blood movement.
Of course.
Well, then again, it started like, in the government, just like
there's nothing wrong with someone coming in and adapting, trying and wanting to be a rapper and wanting to embrace in our culture. There's nothing wrong with that. But people like that come and take the piss out of our culture, bro.
So what's our culture when it comes to what he's? What do you mean, like our culture?
It's our culture. That rap comes from our culture.
Right.
Like, there's no other way to look at it. Where does that come from? It's our culture. He chose to come into our general music. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's what he chose to do that. If I choose to become a rock star tomorrow, I'm going into their industry. That's not really a black general music, but I'm choosing to take myself in that.
But how has he abused our culture?
You lot can carry this on.
All right. all right, put it this way, yeah. Like other people,
He has abused it. He has abused.
Say like your hip hop purists, yeah. All right, your hip hop purists. They will look at a lot of the gangster rap and all that and say that's abusing our culture and that's selling out our culture, yeah. Because a lot of these rappers, yeah, it's just like they.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that.
No, you can't really.
That's what I'm saying. People's always
used it. People done the same thing.
Listen, you gotta understand. People's always gonna have an opinion. This is just my opinion. There's no point in me having an opinion and just keep coming at me and try to say yeah, but this, or yeah, but this, or yeah, but that. It doesn't make sense. I'm just saying my opinion, bro. I think the guy come and use our culture. From what I'm saying, that's all I'm saying. There's no point in keep saying from this point of view, from that point of view.
But he didn't go to a bunch of Mexicans and do what he done. That's what I'm trying to say. He didn't go to the Latinos.
All right, let me ask you a question. This is for everyone in this thing, and everyone's got to give an answer. Does anyone else feel like this you come and use our culture? No.
Everyone in the chat. People in the chat, then write it down. Like, who think?
Say it again.
Do you think that this youth come and abused our culture in a way?
Abused it. Yeah, you could say that in a way. I could say that, but not a bit. Yeah, well, it's what they've been doing forever. So I don't even put pen in my mind on that. I don't even really think about it. You get me? Because it's what they've been doing for all the time.
They've been doing it for
since the beginning of the time. So it's nothing new.
And then the same thing with Eminem, but certain people think that he's the king. I don't know. I don't see it, but you know.
But this is the thing, though. If we just keep sitting there and keep saying like, oh yeah, but
this is what it is.
It's nothing new. It's what we've been doing for ages. But we're just why do we keep letting them do it then?
No, if they're talented, my man's talented. Eminem is talented. We don't even have to question that. I don't have to question.
His last album was stress, bro. He popped pills, man. He popped pills in the booth, bro.
However it goes, what it is.
Eminem ain't never disrespected the culture, though, bro.
Listen. He's musically talented. If an artist is, I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate anything. If an artist, black, white, Chinese, whatever color you are, purple, green, when you are talented, I can't knock your talent. I love music, innit? I'm musically inclined. That's what I like to do, innit? But my man, he's not. So I don't like the ones that come and they're not musically talented and they just take the thing and run with it. Yeah, I've never had to get me. Yeah, so but that's the thing that we're not going to change. We have to just do better for ourselves, innit?
I'm with Montana on this still,
and not give them so much energy. I'm giving them too much energy.
Nah, me. Yeah.
Even all them conversations we're talking about, Matt, we're giving too much energy. You get me? Like the energy needs to be focused in constructiveness. You get me? That's what the energy needs to be.
Put it this way, yeah. Sorry, just to end on this note, yeah. All right. So I saw it. I understand what you're saying about him abusing the culture, yeah, and I see it from. I saw it from even before he snitched. You understand? Yeah, and the way he was carrying on and everything. But hear what, yeah. Knowing that he's abusing the culture, yeah, there's other people that, like all these big media channels, the Breakfast Club, all of these, yeah, they brought him on their shows, promoting him. You understand? To get the viewers, to get the views, to get, you understand? Yeah. So they've abused the culture just as much as him, because there's other people that they could be putting on that show, yeah, right, rather than him. But people will give him all of this limelight, yeah. And come on now, a lot of people are fighting to get him on their shows just to get their views up. You understand? Yeah. So him abusing the culture, there's abuse of the culture everywhere. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like,
listen. You can't just walk into any other culture how you walk into our culture sometimes, though, brother. Just get away with something. This is half the problem. Sometimes we need to just claim what's ours sometimes and just not be like, oh, it's been happening for this long. Oh, but we've accepted that over there.
Are you, man?
Now is a time with this movement to be like, fuck off out of it if you're just coming to do that shit. Why have we got to sit down and watch another guy? What we said, another 6ix9ine come, then another one come, then another one come, then another one come. Then the hip hop is nothing to do with it.
Yo, Sesh, like
be quiet, boy.
I don't mean to sound controversial, yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with you, because like my stance doesn't change, you know. My stance is the same as it was on the last topic. At the end of the day, like if we're gonna abuse our own culture, we gotta expect other people are gonna do the same thing. You know, and if we're not going to stand up for something ourselves as a community, then other people are going to look down on us. And that's the reality of life. Because, like,
but listen to this one, though, yeah?
Let me do it one second. Before
if a man comes in my face tomorrow and tries to abuse me and I let him do it, more for me, because I'm enticed to the next guy after that to think he can come and abuse me.
Yeah, but because you're saying
if I shut him off from the first before he thinks he can do me, I guarantee no one ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, but cuzzy, not
sometimes
being funny,
it's about standing up for yourself.
Sesh, not being funny.
That's what I'm saying. You're just in a way what you're saying is just like just be calm and cool. Nah, bro.
No, you have to. You gotta be realistic. You gotta be realistic. Sesh,
yeah, but
think about it like this. Sesh,
listen.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
If we was in the room tomorrow, though, yeah, and I see a man bullying you, and we're in a situation where it's survival mode, and you let a man bully you, I'm gonna bully you before the next man as well, bro. But if you stand up for yourself, I might think about that.
All right, well, what I was gonna say to you is though, yeah, like we still gotta be realistic about things, innit? Like if I go to a man's house, yeah, or I think not any of us, you go to someone's house, yeah, and you know, everyone's eating dinner and everyone puts their plate on the side, you're just gonna follow suit. You got in there, no one don't take off their shoes. You're just gonna follow suit because you're gonna do what they do in their house.
Yeah, I like that.
That's how I look at it, fam. Like at the end of the day, you're sitting there saying, "Now, and it's not taking shots at you because it is sensible what you're saying, but we can't have a double standard. We can't sit here and say, all right, you know what, this 6ix9ine, he's talking all this wickedness and he's abusing our culture. Hold on, we was talking wickedness, so he's not abusing the culture. He's just doing what we're doing with it. And then, do you know what? He's become revered from it. Yeah, maybe he's not directly from our direct community, but he's still to some extent good at what he does. He knows how to attract the audience. So you have to, as far as the snitching thing, I'm not part of it. But outside of that, creatively, he knows what the industry wants, isn't it? When we're talking about people like Eminem, like you can't. Don't get me wrong. I'm not the biggest Eminem fan or nothing, but one thing I will say is Eminem is a creative guy. He's the creative talent in the sense that he done what he brought to hip hop. No one else wasn't bringing at the time.
Another Rainbow.
Saw a gap in the market, but
Eminem didn't. But Eminem didn't try to use no one to come up with it. He done that was all done by himself.
Yeah, he wasn't coming up on the back of some ghetto
or try to set no one up or nothing like that.
He won't acting.
You know what I mean? Like you can't compare Eminem to 6ix9ine because you can only compare them in music. You can't compare them in that.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like I get what you lot are saying. Don't get me wrong. I get what you lot are saying. But my thing is like, well, I'm just a person that stands up for myself. That's all I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? And if I was in the place,
if you went to a country, yeah, and you know in this country, yeah, that on a daily man bust gunshot in it, like you're allowed to carry guns, police ain't gonna do nothing, and it just gets hectic out here, innit? You're gonna pick up a gun too, innit? And you're gonna be out there fighting with the same tools. Just like if you walk into a job, yeah, and you notice, you know what, in this job, the most lucrative guy in this job is the loudest guy, you know. And it seems to work for all the loud people. All the loud ones seem to be making all the money. Maybe I need to make more noise. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're not right. I'm just saying you can't really look at it as them, because they're not taking the piss out of the culture. If anything, we are. Because if we weren't talking that kind of shit, then they wouldn't have space to come into the game like that. You know what I'm trying to say? They wouldn't be able to talk like that because it wouldn't be normal. But we've normalized it, innit? It's like rock and roll. Rock and roll people can't argue if some Asian guy starts talking about biting heads off of bats and, you know, splattering blood on walls because they're already doing that. You can't say he's a culture.
What you're saying is right, yeah, but don't you check what you're saying. You're just saying just accept it. At the end of all that, that's all that means. No matter how you say it, that's all that boils down to what you're saying.
I'm not saying you just accept. No. This is what I'm saying, Sesh. I'm saying if we're not going to accept it from 6ix9ine, we ain't accepting it from our own. Do you understand? Bottom line, we're just not accepting it. We can't have a double standard and say it's okay for us to do that music and talk that way, but it's not okay for a next. No, that don't make no sense. Because no. Obviously, we could go to certain words. All right, no, don't use the N word because that's something different. But when you're talking about just being creative, that's not fair.
Like I'm saying, like I agree.
I never said he wasn't creative.
No.
I weren't judging him. I weren't judging his music because it got nothing to do with his music. I don't know none of his songs.
I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. I mean in the sense of the man wants to be creative, innit? If he wants to come and use the culture that we created and talk crud, because we're talking crud, we can't really say nothing about it because he's doing what the culture does.
Yeah, but Shift. Let's go back to reality of what the youth done now, innit? Because that's the whole point of this conversation of what the youth done. And it's whether you just think it's right or you think it's wrong.
No, that part.
Yeah,
so you obviously don't mind what he done.
Like, just say how you feel. Yeah, say how you feel.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I'm going to tell you how I feel it. I feel it like this. You see what my man did, yeah? I think it's less of being a culture vulture and more of he used our community as a sacrifice. Do you know like that? It's like he violated.
So why have we not mentioned the snitching part then?
That is the snitching part. He violated the community, the whole community, because you don't snitch on your own brethren that you was parring with, and the man that was supposed to have he's your road guy, he's your road dog. That don't make sense, cuz. So at the end of the day, in that sense, he's gone against the very community, the very fabric of the community that he comes from. That don't make no sense. He's done something a lot bigger than being a culture vulture.
Yeah, but before you usually saying that it always happens and rah, so we should really accept it. But now you're saying this. I don't really get it.
No, cuz. You see, as far as the rapping is concerned, yeah. If the guy
it's not about his music though, SHIFFA. This is what I'm saying. This whole conversation should never be talking about his rapping because it's got nothing to do with his rapping. I'm not talking about his rapping. I'm talking about what the youth done. The youth chose to come around us lot in this group today. Yeah, mingle with us, come into our little world. Whether we're gangbangers or we do badness or what, you chose to come in this world, and then when it's all gone pear-shaped, you sent us all to jail.
Yeah.
And then to top it off, say that me now, Mark, I'm the only one that really had your back, and you still sent me to jail. And then you come out of jail, and you glorify this. None of his fans are black, bro. Don't you not get this? None of his fans are black.
But this is why.
But his whole himself is black.
But this
if anyone puts him in the genre of music, it's with the black people.
But this is why I say
so why should we let this boy just walk in and think he can come and do this?
But
that's a joke.
As far as our community, we shouldn't.
That could never happen in dancehall. The whole dancehall world would be onto him, bro. The whole industry would be onto him.
But that's for us as a community to do.
No,
not about the
no. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's something that we should allow him to do. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, yeah, is the industry, yeah. That industry is the industry, yeah. There's loads of messed up things about that industry. You see what I'm saying? That's how. When I look at everybody in that industry, I just look at it like a circus, and they're all clowns. You understand? Yeah. So if this one's doing this to that one, I'm just thinking they're all just as bad as each other, and I don't even really take note of it like that. It's all entertainment, and it's just a joke. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
But even that has got nothing to do with being a rapper.
Now, if it's certain man that I rate now, yeah, right, that carries certain principles, yeah, and carries certain morals, like even as a rapper, yeah, and I'm saying, yeah, you know what? But then I find out that they've gone and done something against the grain. I'm like, wow, that's what's gonna hit me. You see what I'm saying? Not none of these industry idiots. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Akon, whether it's Nicki Minaj doing a tune with him, they're all clowns. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Look at Bobby Smurder. Look at Bobby Smurder. He could have took a less sentence, but said no. If you're gonna give my man that time, give me that time as well. That's a real brother. That's who we should be supporting, not this fool. That's who Akon should be making Locked Up remix with, not this fool.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Supporting Bobby Smurder how?
Listen, I'm not just saying it because he's black enough. It's like I said to you the other day. There's a lot more artists what Akon could have chose to work with, where that could have done wonders for their career, bro. There's some good artists that he could have done with that. He could have done wonders for their career. But you choose to go down and do this with this guy.
Up and coming artists or something, you know.
You got too many black artists, bro, out there. Whether you're black, you're white, or what, there's a lot of good artists out there that he could have helped boost their career by doing that. But you chose money over everything. So I personally call him a sellout for that, bro. Listen to that youth story, bro. You ain't never heard that no grass in no rap level like that before. The judge is telling you shut up, you're snitching too much. And then you got to say that this youth should just be allowed to come back and just troll everyone still.
No, I don't think that should be.
And we should accept it.
No one's saying that.
Listen, if you're saying what you got to say, at the end, the agenda is don't worry about it because it happens anyway. That's what you got to say.
No solution.
This is what I'm saying, because I'm saying at the end of the day, you got to let everyone live their life, innit? He's going to pay his penance for his crimes in this lifetime, however he pays them, or in the next. It's not for me to be running down the man.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, we're talking about moving forward as black people. If we keep letting things like this happen, this is all part of building ourselves and taking things back for ourselves, boys. This is what we've got to realize.
Sesh, you cut me though.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but because you cut me, because I was going to say, yeah, at the end of the day, all I can do is I don't promote that type of music because I don't listen to it. I'm not buying it. If someone else chooses to buy it, if my kids was buying that and listening to that, I'd say something about it. You know what? If someone in my family, someone close to me was listening to something like that, I say something about it. Does everyone else? I don't know. But that's not my problem. I'm fighting my own battle. Same way I said about this whole protest thing. And I'm not going to protest in the protest for Black Lives Matter because I don't know what it's really about. But I tell you what, I'm not going to McDonald's. I tell you what, I'm not buying a Coca-Cola. I'm not buying certain things in it. I'm not paying for them no more, innit? Someone else can buy it.
You might as well cut your house naked then, bro.
Well, not necessarily, because that don't mean I'm not going to buy nothing, but there's just certain ones I'm not buying in it.
That's what I'm saying. If you're going to say you're not going to buy stuff like McDonald's, Coca-Cola, you might as well cut your house naked. Why are you not going to buy them? Why are you not going to buy them?
I'm not buying them.
Why are you not going to buy them then?
Because I ain't feeding their kids no more.
You walk out your house naked then?
No, sir.
Because everything you put on every morning is connected somehow to this back to the same thing, bro. This is what you got to realize. Exactly. So you might as well walk naked, walk like Jesus.
Right. You see what I mean? Because you got a good start there, SHIFFA, but it's true. It's a good start to start trying to cut down. You can't really live like that unless you live in like a. Listen,
if you're saying you're going to cut out Coca-Cola, you got to cut out everything because it all leads back to the same people.
Yeah, but you can still start somewhere.
Even if you say, oh, you know what, I'm going to start my own clothing. That cotton you're using to make that clothing is still.
Yeah, but you can still start. You got to start somewhere, though. You know what I mean, bro?
That's right.
It's like vegans. They don't turn vegan in one day. They cut things out.
That's right.
Yeah, they go vegetarian first more time. You know what I mean? So you just got to start somewhere. Obviously, you can't do everything, but the things that you can, God's going to bless you for the things that you did try to do.
Exactly. You know, like we said, awareness, innit? So at the end of the day, as long as I am aware of it, I can't sit here and like you, man. I'll be honest with you, Session. You and Fire are the ones that made me wake up to that. You know what? Why am I sitting here worrying about what everyone else is doing? Let me do what I've got to do. And you know what? I can promote how I live and how I flex and what I'm doing. And if other people gravitate towards it, I might change someone. If there's more of us like that, even better. Right. That's all I can really do, because then I'm going to still have my inner peace. I'm not going to be so upset about it.
That's it.
I'm still going to say something, though. I still say something, trust me. Believe you me. I know.
Listen, I keep hearing people saying, they're not having no Coca-Cola, they're not having this, they're not doing that. This is lockdown at the moment. Watch when these clubs open and watch how much people buy brandy and bottles of Coke for that one night and everything goes out the window. I ain't on none of them stupid protests there, bro. You see what I mean? What's that going to benefit us? Why you not buying coke? What is that benefit in the black community?
But if you made your own version, I tell you how it will benefit you. Like anyone who's out there, if you want to make your own brand of Coca-Cola right now, I'll sponsor you in it.
It's out there now.
Yeah, but what if it tastes nasty? What if it tastes horrible? You're still gonna sponsor that?
No, if it tastes nasty, I'm not sponsoring that still. So
but you can get Coca-Cola.
If it tastes nasty, we can like try and find a better recipe.
To be
yeah, and this
I'm cheating. I don't even drink Coke anyway.
Yeah, I don't drink Coke or Pepsi and none of that bullshit.
I don't even drink it anyway.
Even when I drink Hennessy, yeah, man, ice and lemon.
I'm cheating, man.
Most of these things you see, most of them are franchises anyway.
Yeah, all of them. Every single one. Even the cars, look at the logo. All you gotta do is look at the logos. Once you know about logos and the type of logos that they use, bro, that's it. It's in everything. Even in chocolate bar. Everything. It's in everything.
That's why we
need to toys. It's in your children's toys, man.
This is why we need to make our own one. We need to make our own one, fam.
It's in the books, it's in the cartoons. There's a lot of programming, predictive programming going on.
You see when
the thing is, you can get all these things. What was made by black people? You got Coke. Well, it's not Coca-Cola, but you got Coke versions that's made from the Caribbean.
I heard that Coke was actually started. I heard it was actually made by a black person. No, listen. I heard that Coke was actually made. Not that it makes a damn difference now, but I heard that it was made like a black person made it, and then someone stole the recipe or some shit like that.
No, but a lot of them end up selling their company, innit? But you can't knock them for that.
No, you can't. Not where they're coming from. Not at that time. Yeah, the money's worth a lot back then. So yeah, it's different. Yeah.
But let me ask this.
Yeah, what you said?
You see, you see all this buying. You see all this buying, like not buying from them and just buying from us, and them kind of talk there. Yeah, like
I'm not. Yeah, go on.
Is that really like? Is it? I don't see how that's gonna like make any difference, if you know what I mean.
That ain't gonna make no. That ain't gonna listen. That ain't gonna make no distance from the judgment that's coming to man's. Yeah, that ain't no. They're gonna make no difference to the judgment that's coming to each and every individual. So I hear what you're saying, bro.
I don't think it's an us and them thing though. It's not us and them thing. It's more a thing of, like I said, it's just about setting some new values and some new principles moving forward, because things are changing. The world around us is changing, innit? So if I start setting new principles from now, I can only better myself. That's how I look at it. So certain things, I don't need it. Don't drink Coke anyway. Don't need it. Like I don't need certain name brand and certain. I don't need it like that to feel comfortable, like that. Maybe once in a while I might treat myself because I feel like it, because I actually want to do so. I get you. Like I'm not saying that like I'm not gonna treat myself. I'm just saying at the end of the day, like I'm not gonna be about that life no more. I'm not promoting.
Why do you say treat yourself? Why is it always treat though? To do something back, to take.
That's what I don't get. That's what I don't get. What, you're gonna treat yourself to buy something for the racist man for the day then?
I'm gonna treat myself to.
Is that a treat really?
You misinterpreted my words. You misinterpreted my words. I said I'm not gonna not treat myself. So I'm gonna treat myself, but I'll treat to myself to what I feel like is, what I feel.
No, but you're talking about the stuff that you don't normally buy, innit? So
no, because you don't want to buy it. That's a misinterpretation as well, because what I'm talking about is, if I'm going to buy something, I'm buying it based off of my own principles, not just because I see it in an advert or because everyone else is drinking it or because everyone else is in a club drinking brandy and Coke. I have to drink brandy and Coke. I drink what I feel like drink. I might just drink something else just to be different because I'm just not following suit. And that's where it is. I don't have to follow people like that.
You make a risk that.
What was that?
Your thing's gone all mad.
What happened there? You got to log out and log back in or something. Sounds like you're underwater, mate. Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, it's back now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're back. You're back. Yeah.
Yeah, what was you saying, Fire?
He's not saying nothing right now, I don't think.
Who's that, Annie? What's happening, Annie?
Oi.
Annie. Hello, Annie. How long have you been sitting there wondering what the F was going on?
Listening to
Trouble
you
in the
lot
house.
going on.
Huh?
Listening to you lot jabbering on.
Hey, listen, man, my channel just turned into Jerry Springer for 20 minutes, man. But listen, though. What's going on, Annie, though? What's been happening?
Boy, I've been working. They've changed my hours a little bit because they're trying to get us to come off early, like just working extra hours and then finishing earlier on a Friday. So it's just all mad right now. I'm working till 11 now. But it's all good because that means I finish work early on a Friday evening. So it's all good. I work for the American market. So I'm like, you know, busy working different hours. So what's going on? Have you lot watched Boulay?
Nah, man. We ain't watched it yet.
You lot need to watch that, you know. It's 2 hours long, so you need to watch it, take time and watch it maybe like half an hour at a time or whatever. But it's a good thing. You need to watch it so that when we discuss it, you don't know what time it is.
Yeah.
So what's the talk now?
Hey, you know what's crazy, yeah? My daughter's going to school tomorrow for 1 day. What's all that about?
Why is she going for 1 day?
I don't know.
How old is
all
she?
of them are.
How old is she?
15.
Mm.
And she's going there for what the school's open for 1 day. So I'm going to be posted out outside the gate somewhere, man.
Just make sure, you know.
Yeah, you know me, man. I'm just like that, man. I don't understand why she's got to go there for 1 day. But anyway, anyone else heard anything like that?
No.
Well, someone I know had their child going back to school because it's, you know, like the last day of before they go secondary school.
Okay, so they got to go back there and get their folders or something.
Well, basically, it's just like your last time to see your friends and everything before you move on to secondary school.
Maybe that's what it is for the. Maybe that's what it is for the other years, though. Yeah.
Yeah, because you remember when like you used to like all go in and like sign each other's shirts and like I see you. Yeah, so it's that kind of thing.
Oh, so they're basically letting them just basically say goodbye to each other forever, basically.
Yeah.
So Armageddon's coming in that, yeah, no, it makes sense.
Because
it makes sense.
They ain't gonna get to do. Like, you see the ones that are leaving secondary.
Yeah.
You remember your last day of secondary school, innit? Nah, you're not gonna get to do that again.
Sorry to cut you. I got back, so man.
All right, then, Sessions, man. Big up, man.
I'll catch you up. Take it easy, boys.
Yeah, bless up, bro.
Bye.
So
I missed the show, basically, yeah?
Yeah, man, we've been on for a little minute.
Yeah, I can see 3 hours, mate. That's long.
Yeah, you know, different content today. You know what I mean? Different types of content.
I know. Cool.
Well,
I just thought I'd pop in and say hello. I'm going to come off now still.
Yeah.
Well, Shiffa, you doing a show on Thursday then or not?
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do the show on Thursday, so we gotta watch that film, the Boulay. It's on YouTube, you said, isn't it?
Yeah, I put it in the link, so it's in the link from there.
I got the link saved too. I just ain't watched it yet.
Good. You lot need to watch it. You lot are gonna be shocked.
How long is it again?
It's like 2 hours and a bit, but that's what I said. If you watch half an hour, and the thing is, you don't literally have to watch it. Sometimes you can just listen to stuff while you're doing things. But it is good to see who is who on there because there are.
So how much are they actually paying for this promotion? Like how much are they paying you, Annie, for this promotion of this thing?
Promotion of what?
Of this video.
They ain't paying me.
Oh, shit.
Don't make me laugh.
No, I just wondered.
They're not paying me nothing. Are you trying?
No, I just wondered. All right, so look, yeah, so Shift, you might as well cut the show. Fire, big up yourself for being on, you know. But is there anything you want to discuss, Annie, though, before we go?
No. What was it all about? It was about COVID and that.
It was a load of different things. It's gonna be.
Yeah, we started with the comets. We started with Comet Atlas. You got any information on?
No.
The asteroids? Sorry, man.
You're always way out.
Yeah, I know.
Quickly, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you discussed about, you see with the COVID, yeah? Have you discussed the fact that they're putting it down to racism and discrimination, like in that report that came out?
Yeah, but then they had to detract it.
About the F. Is it?
Yeah,
is that the latest?
It was lies. Yeah, it's lies.
Yeah, because I looked at it like, so because they've been like as they call it, I'm just quoting, the BAME community, yeah, but basically have been on their case, chasing them up for a report about how the reason why it's affecting Black and ethnic minorities more so than everybody else, and basically they've been backwards in coming forward with that, and this has been going on a long time. But then all of a sudden now, with this whole racial movement and everything that's going on now, they've decided to come out with this report, and say, oh, the reason for it is down to racism and discrimination and so on and so forth. So they're basically jumping on that bandwagon, and for some reason it looks like they want us to all go with that wave. So we forget about the true issue, because there's something else going on there. You know what I'm saying?
Of course there is.
And for some reason, it just so happens that they've brought out that report now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't understand how racism and discrimination will make it affect Black and ethnic minorities more so than everybody else. I don't get how that works. You see what I'm saying? And then they try to spin it and say because we're more affected. Because one of the further things that I found out today is they tried to spin it and say about when we go to work and we're discriminated against with regards to getting PPE and all them kind of things.
Right.
Yeah, so they're basically trying to, but I still don't.
They're trying to F us up, basically.
Like, it's like there's more. These kind of things are just suspicious to me, and it just makes it look like there's more to it than meets the eye, if you know what I mean.
Well done, Fire.
Like,
keep your eyes and ears open, man.
Put it this way, like I'm looking at obviously there's other things that they could have said, like, all right then, within the Black and ethnic minority community, we're more affected by diabetes, like high blood pressure and these kind of things that they could have put in they could have added that, but instead they went with the PPE thing. I'd more think it's credible to say about the diabetes and all that has an effect, but it just seems very suspect, if you know what I mean.
It is,
yeah.
And we need to be aware of these little traps what they're trying to put us into, and we need to argue the point. So that's a good point. I think that's a good subject. Maybe we all need to do some research on it and come back with that as well.
Yeah. Well, basically, if anything, yeah, because like I see, like that was one of the things that was under the headline for the show, like COVID, and like that's one of the latest things on it, like with regards to the community.
Well, it's fake. So, yeah, I haven't got any proof. So as far as I'm concerned, if you haven't got any real true proof, it's just all hearsay as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but it's just like put it this way, the politicians. This is what we've got to be aware of, innit? Yeah, like the politicians and the media and everybody's got their agenda, and they will use this whole the issues that's going on with racism and all this. They will use that to fit their agenda. You see what I'm saying? So certain people, even certain politicians and certain media outlets that are taking that are making it the subject and the topic. It's not necessarily because they care about the community. It's because they've got their agenda where they don't like the government that's in right now. So you'll have like Labour who don't like Conservatives, so they'll be like, yes, don't worry. You understand what I'm saying? But they're not really with it. They're just using it for an agenda. You understand? That's how, you know. Yeah, there's quite a bit behind that, but yeah.
Did you just see the last comment? Did you just see the last comment?
What was that? No, I didn't.
Black Lives Matter globally said he's still got to watch Boule, but he forwarded the link to his pops and he rates it. So you don't need to look at that. Black Lives Matter globally has watched it and you two have not.
Can you put the link in the chat again, please?
Not enough. Wait a minute, let me find it and put it in there again. Right,
Thank you.
No, that's all right. It's all for the love. We have to know what time it is, isn't it? Otherwise, we're just going to keep going around in circles as a people. Are you lot doing the blackout? Are you not going to do the blackout?
When's the blackout? I don't even know when the blackout is.
7th of July.
The blacklist.
Not the blacklist.
We saying everyone's going to turn off the lights, yeah?
I'll put it up. Stop your noise. I'll put it in the private chat. I'll put it in the private chat, okay, on this part, so you guys can see it. So just take it and do what you have to do with it. If you want to put it on the link anytime you're doing any other shows before Thursday or whatever, then you can put it in the link. Let people know. All right?
Yeah.
I'm out of here, guys. I'm tired.
All right, bless up.
Top of my voice has gone all hoarse, talking all day. Speak to you later.
Bye-bye. Thanks for coming by.
Oh, no, that's anytime, man. Anytime. I can't wait till we can actually all meet up. That's just going to be hilarious.
I know, yeah.
Take it easy, guys.
It's going to be quite funny, yeah.
It is going to be funny, especially you, Panera. You two, no. Speak to you guys soon. I'm out.
All right, then.
Bye.
Yes, SHIFFA.
Yeah, I think we're gonna call it a night, mate. I'm done.
Yeah, a bit of a different type of show today, still.
Yeah, big up to everyone.
With valid points.
Come on.
But we said we was gonna do a freestyle show today, didn't we? So
yeah,
that's exactly how it went. Thanks for everyone that came in. I'm gonna let 50 finish off the show. Big up everyone.
Bless up, P. Yeah, man. Big up to everyone who joined the panel. Out to Fire Sessions, out to Annie, Muslims, Panera, obviously. Out to all the comments. Montana, big up yourself as well. Black Lives Matter, Istan Ra, Gully and Co, Belly Vision, and many more. But yeah, everyone have a blessed evening. Big up yourself, Fireman. Hopefully we catch you on Thursday. Hopefully you got a chance to watch that Boule by then. The link is in the comments as well. So just check the comments just above your comment. I just put the link there. So maybe copy that now, innit? And yeah, everyone have a blessed evening. Make sure if you're listening to the show Thursday, if you're going to be leaving comments, Black Lives Matter, Gully and Co, Instant Raw, Montana, whoever's out there listening still, Muslims, if you want in on this, Denver, yeah, everyone, like, grab a link, click it, copy it, watch the video, yeah, and then we're going to have a nice discussion. But have a blessed evening. We're out.